Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock, week 33. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And I don't know why this is so fucking weird, but we've done various sound checks and everything like that, and for some strange reason, Chris's audio will not work when I have my headphones connected, but when I have them disconnected, they work fine. So I don't know how the video is gonna sound because of the first time I'm doing the headphone-less, but only time will tell. We're gonna find out. I'm hoping this is just a 1 week thing. But it's just really bizarre. But are you ready to talk about another week of WWE programming?
Fuck yeah.
I have to get my notes up on my phone. I always forget because we do the screen recorder way. I can't get my phones up. I can't get my notes up that way because it will record the screen. So let me get to my raw notes. I was expecting to be fully prepared, but then we had all these fucking technical issues that like fucking affected us. So it's like here they are. I got them up in like 2 seconds, so it's not even that big of a deal. Raw took place, according to this, it was August 7th, 2023, but I think that's wrong in my notes. I feel like
I mean, we probably went back in time at that point.
Yeah, it was August 14th, 2023, so I had last week's date on there. I didn't update it in my notes. It happens sometimes, though. It happens. We had the commentary team of Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. You haven't been on. How have you felt about hearing Barrett and Cole? Because you've heard Barrett and Cole before, but now you get to hear them on a 3-hour show versus a 2-hour show. I think they do very well in that 3-hour format.
Oh, it's great. I have no issues with it at all.
Yeah, not a thing. It kicks off with the Judgment Day minus Finn Balor coming out to cut a promo, and they talk about how they've been in a little bit of a rough patch as of late. They haven't been as dominant as they once were, and Rhea Ripley's trying to like go around the real reasons that it is, but Damian Priest is like, come on, we know the real reason. It's because of Finn Balor. He talks about how Finn didn't get the job done at SummerSlam, and he talks about how Finn's blaming us for all these reasons. And he talks about how Finn didn't even bother coming out here and joining us. It seems like he's just doing his own things. And Rhea Ripley's trying to drop it. She wants Judgment Day to stay together. And then who comes out? None other than JD McDonough. He's basically a messenger here. He talks about how he feels that, Judgment Day need to be a little bit more dominant. He wants... he said that he wants Damian Priest ringside when he faces Finn Balor tonight, and he wants them to basically take control of their situations and all that type of stuff, like he did. And Damian Priest aren't happy to see Jaden McDonough because he's really not a part of the Judgment Day, so he really shouldn't be there. But it leads to Sami Zayn coming out, and he brawls with JD McDonough, and it turns into a match. We have the match. Match is really good stuff. I liked it. Sami Zayn had an injured arm or an injured elbow in this match, which is legit. I forget what they call it, but he pretty much has like this fluid in his elbow at the moment that like is
elbow tendonitis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's but he's still putting on a really good match here. JD McDonough targeted the elbow a lot, and then eventually Finn Balor runs out, and Sami Zayn's able to fight him off and is able to hit the haluva kick on JD McDonough, and Sami Zayn wins, and he escapes before Finn Balor can get his hands on him. Yeah, I liked this. I thought the promo segment between JD McDonough and Judgment Day was really good. It's looking like he's gonna be joining that faction pretty soon. And I like the match between Sami and JD. They should have given the win to JD realistically because I don't think Sami. I thought that kind of made him look weak. The fact that he couldn't even beat a guy that was injured and he got an interference, I thought that kind of made him look
a one-armed man basically.
Yeah, so I don't know why he didn't just win. But it is what it is. What did you think of this match overall, and how did you feel about it?
I thought the match itself was very good. I'm with you on the fact that I thought that JD should have won, maybe with a little bit of shenanigans to make it cheat to win type of thing.
Yeah.
Pulling the tights or something to make Sammy at least look still somewhat strong, I guess, but like show vulnerability and with the arm and everything too. Or pin him with the good arm, make him kick out with the bad arm.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Or so like just not just have him. I mean, we both love Sammy, but like I think JD needed that more. But I guess by the end of the night, it really didn't matter. So
yeah, I guess
he did that. He needed. I mean, but at the same time, he definitely needed that win.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the promo with JD and the Judgment Day? Did you like that or did you not like that?
Intrigued me, for sure. I love the fact that they're finally going forward with it.
Yeah.
Something that speculated on for months.
Yeah, I feel like I'm glad we're there now, but I feel like it took a little while to get there. But I'm happy we're getting there now. Then we had backstage. We had Chelsea Green and Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce is telling Jessica Green that she has to give up the women's tag team championships because her partner got injured and she can't wrestle anymore. And Chelsea Green doesn't want to because she feels like that, she's not injured and she shouldn't have to lose the tag title. So Adam Pearce wants to know what Chelsea Green is planning on doing with it. And Chelsea Green wants to host Chelsea's Got Talent auditions, where she wants to have women audition to be a partner. And it looks like it's going to go that way. And then Katana Chance and Caden Carter come in. They basically come in. I don't even know what they come in there for. I guess they talk to Adam Pearce about the tag title situation, which I don't know why they were gonna come talk about that, but whatever. They did anyways. And then
stupid.
It leads to we see someone come in. They lay out Katana Chance, and it's Piper Niven. And Piper Niven says, "You don't need auditions because I'm your partner." She grabs the women's tag team belts and they just leave. And Chelsea Green's not happy about this, but the whole joke is that she's supposed to be like afraid of Piper Niven, so that's why she's just cool with it. And Adam Pearce just let this fucking shit slide. I don't get that at all, but this segment was really fucking disappointing. It was really bad. I think I didn't hate it at the time because I thought they were going to do another thing later in the night, but this is the only thing you see of the women's tag titles, so it's like whatever. They really should have just done auditions. And they got to the point where they did this, I feel like then it would have been earned, but I felt like they kind of rushed through that. And then, it's just, I get why they don't want to strip them of the belts because they literally just had, like, they literally just won the belts not that long ago. Like, they've done so many tag title changes that I think they needed to do something different. This just wasn't it. They could have done something where they did the auditions and then eventually Piper Niven lays somebody, and then, basically does the whole thing. Well, I'm going to be your opponent, and then she like they could have built to this segment. I feel like they kind of blew their load way too early. I feel like it's time to retire the women's tag team titles. They've tried them and they're just fucking coast. You can't even buy into the fact they're going to be champs for long because fucking these belts are fucking coast. Like, but yeah, what did you think of this? I thought this was pretty bad.
I hated it from the beginning. The Chelsea part wasn't bad, but and then Katana Chance and Caden Carter came in. And I was like, oh god, not them! Oh no! And then Piper Niven came in and lightly tapped Katana Chance, and she flew onto the couch like 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then she went over and grabbed the fucking belt and was like, I'm your tag team partner. And then Chelsea was like, I'm doing a talent show. Okay, fine, whatever. And then they walked away. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, is this going to be the feud? Because if this is the feud, might as well retire the fucking titles. Because they haven't been seen in fucking months. And now they randomly show up now, and then they randomly get a tag title shot because Sonya got hurt. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Does not make any sense. At all.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. And then Cody Rhodes.
What the fuck?
And then Cody Rhodes gets interviewed, and he talks about how he feels about having potentially facing Judgment Day tonight. And he talks about how he thinks that Finn Balor is one of the best wrestlers in the world, but right now Judgment Day is crumbling tonight, and he's wondering who the real leader of Judgment Day is, because Damian Priest is Mr. Money in the Bank, Rhea Ripley's mommy, and Dom. And then he pauses and he's like, "Well, he's just a whipping boy, pretty much." He doesn't give a lot of compliments to Dom, and he says, "No matter what, he's going to prevail tonight and move forward to his next part of the story." I liked this promo by Cody, and I just loved him ragging on Dom. What did you think?
This promo's fantastic, especially the part where he ragged on that piece of shit son of Rey Mysterio, the Hall of Fame, the legend, the pissant piece of shit, loser, easily minute fucking loser. That was the best part. Because it was fantastic.
Then Imperium come out to cut a promo, and Walter talks about how he's very close to becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, and he talks about he's not even that far away. I think we've mentioned before,
like a month. I think it's like a month now.
Yeah, so he talks about how he does not really care about that, though, really, just because he just wants to go out there and just brutalize people and have the best matches possible type of thing. And he wants to do this for the good of his sport. And he talks about Chad Gable. He talks about how he had a nice little moment, but it's not going to be enough for him to beat him for his Intercontinental Championship. Alpha Academy come out. Chad Gable talks about how he has never really gotten an opportunity like this before. He talks about how he's been in this business for 10 years, which is fucking insane to think about. But it's true because he was in NXT in 2013. I think he just did live events. That's why, because I remember he shows up 2015-ish, but I think he was actually signed in 2013. So it's fucking insane.
Yeah, he was signed in 12-13. I think it was late 2012, early 2013. And he didn't make his debut until after Jason Jordan and Ty Dillinger broke up.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you too? I saw them as a tag team because I was in Florida, doing the house show, and they were, because they were a team on the house show circuit first. So it was kind of cool. I saw them as a tag team before they actually became, they were building that storyline anyways, but they didn't actually team up until a little bit, if you remember. So, but yeah, and then he talks about how everything that the WWE has given him, whether it's good or bad, he's knocked out of the park and tried to make something out of. And he talked about how he's made something out of Otis and Maxine Dupree, and just cuts this great promo. And Imperium have had enough of listening to him. And they talk about how they're just a joke. And he offers for Maxine Dupree to join their faction again, but she doesn't accept. She slaps Marcel Bartel in the face, and it leads to a match. It leads to Fabian Eichner versus Chad Gable. Really good match here, very enjoyable. Eventually, Chad Gable wins with the Chaos Theory, and then afterwards, Walter's upset about this, and he challenges, he doesn't want their night to end in embarrassment, and he challenges Otis to a match, and him and Otis have a match, and him and Otis put on a really good match with him, a really good heavyweight battle. Eventually, Walter beats him with the powerbomb. He actually hits the powerbomb, which was very impressive. And afterwards, Chad Gable runs in and hits a German suplex on Walter. And I'll just say this now. Later in the night, Walter isn't happy with Imperium, that, he's the one that always has to clean up the messes. So originally, Marcel was going to solve the problem, but instead Walter's like, no, I'm going to go solve this problem. And now we know on Monday Night Raw this week, we're going to have the Intercontinental Championship match between Walter and Chad Gable, which I think is going to rule. But what did you think of all this stuff? The segment with Imperium and the two matches that followed it and all that type of stuff?
I thought the segment was great. They've been teasing a romance angle between Ludwig Kaiser and Maxine Dupree, which I think is stupid. It's dumb to break up this thing already.
I hope they don't. And the two matches were really fucking good. They were really fucking good. The fact that Gunther can hit a powerbomb on Otis is fucking insane. That dude's huge, massive.
Love it. Love every bit of it.
Yeah, it was awesome stuff. And then we had the Judgment Day backstage. Damian Priest isn't happy with Finn Balor because he's basically been ghosting him as of late. He hasn't shown up during any of the segments, and when he did show up, he showed up to help JD McDonough. JD McDonough then comes up and tries to apologize for the loss, and Finn Balor says that it's fine, these things happen, and Damian Priest wants to know what's going on here, and Finn Balor's just like, this is just a conversation between friends, and Damian Priest takes it as if he doesn't think that he views Judgment Day as friends. And then Rhea Ripley comes up and says, we can't do this. This is what Cody and everybody wants. They want us to break up, but we have to stick together. Who really wants to break up is Shawn Michaels, by the way. He's itching for the fucking break up. Oh, my God.
He's good old Johnny boy.
If he was running the book right now, they would have fucking broken up on Raw last week.
They would have broken up 6 months ago.
But yeah, they agreed to work together. And that was basically it. I liked this segment though. It was a nice teaser. So what do you think of this?
This is a very, very nice teaser. I like how they're teasing a partnership with JD McDonough and Finn Balor.
I think that's interesting. It seems like definitely, by the way, we should mention that Kevin Owens and Sami, it looks like they're gonna keep hold of the tag titles just because they haven't dropped them. They haven't dropped them yet. Which I think is fine. I know what you're gonna say. Huh?
It's almost a guarantee at this point they're keeping them.
Yeah, which I think is fine. I think a lot of people probably complain, well, why did Sonya and Chelsea have to give up the women's tag titles? Well, because Sonya's going to be out for 6 months. That's pretty much confirmed.
Longer than that, probably 6 months, and Kevin's probably going to be out another few more weeks.
Yeah, so I think it's fine. I think that's the team right there. Is Finn Balor and JD McDonough beats them for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I think what should happen is Judgment Day should become number one contenders or something somehow, or Finn challenges them to a tag match or something. Maybe Finn has a match with Sami. He beats Sami. If he wins, they get it a tag title shot or something.
Yes.
And Finn, since Finn's won the match, he can pick his partner, and he picks JD McDonough to be his tag partner, and that's how they get and he gets the tag titles that way. So, I'd be a fan of that. Do you like that?
I like it a lot. It definitely has more intrigue.
Then
depends on if he's in the Judgment Day or not. Because is JD an outsider?
Maybe that's how he gets into the Judgment Day, though. Finn picks him as his partner, and he basically enjoyed Judgment Day because of that.
I could be down for that.
Yeah, and that leads to more dissension that Finn picked them instead of Dom or Damian as the partner type of thing. So
I would do Damian because that could tease dissension between them. Because I know the overarching goal for them, eventually, is for Damian to be out of the group.
Yeah.
So he's eventually going to get kicked out of the group. I don't know when, but it looks like from what I'm, through the cliff notes, looks like he's the one that's going to get booted out of Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I don't know when that could be. It could be 4 months from now.
I know. They have to deal with this.
But eventually, I think JD McDonough gets in, and he's the one that replaces Damian Priest.
I'd like this, too. I think a lot of people wouldn't. The way he gets kicked out is Finn screws him over when he cashes in his briefcase. That's the perfect way to... he costs him the world title match or something.
Exactly. That would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's... Damian keeps trying to get him to use the briefcase, but every single time he keeps fucking up.
Yeah, so Finn causes Damian to lose his cash-in, pretty much.
Exactly. Finn causes him to fuck up and lose the cash-in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I think the overall goal was to do Walter versus Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania. But you have to deal with the fact that, then again, though, they have a year to keep the... they don't even... We're forgetting that Money in the Bank wouldn't be a year at that point type of thing. So...
Yeah.
But I don't think we've ever seen that before. We have seen that. Someone cost them their cash in, but that sucked. I want to see a good way where someone lost their cash in because the way that
exactly, good way to do it.
Yeah. So if you remember, they tried it one time and it fucking sucked. So, but anyhow, Next, Drew McIntyre gets interviewed. He gets interviewed by Jackie Redmond. She does like fucking 2 interviews the whole night. It's like Byron Saxton's fucking picking up the load there. What the fuck's going on? It's fucking weird. Maybe Byron Saxton just knows how to get the scoops better. Oh, I'm hearing idiot number 1.
Yep.
I'm hearing idiot number 1. Will I actually hear? Oh, okay. But anyhow, yeah, Drew McIntyre gets interviewed, and he's about to go over what he has planned since he lost the Intercontinental Championship match. And then Matt Riddle comes up, and he reveals that the Viking Raiders issued an open challenge for a tag team match, and Matt Riddle wants Drew McIntyre to be his tag team partner. And Drew says that he's not interested, but if nobody else teams with him, he'll team with them tonight. And I actually have a different segment written down, but I think that's wrong, so I'll just break down the...
Fucking people walking on her street. God forbid that fucking happens.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if I'll actually hear Idiot 2, because I feel like I heard Idiot 1, but Idiot 2 I don't think I'm going to hear, so...
No, she I don't know how, but she slept through that entire ordeal.
Okay. But, yeah, so, it leads to a tag match. It's Matt Riddle and the Mystery Partner versus the Viking Raiders. Drew does end up teaming with them. They have a pretty good match. I thought Viking Raiders looked fairly strong right there. Eventually, Drew McIntyre beats, I think it's Ivar with the Claymore kick. And then later in the night, when they're backstage, the New Day come up. And it was really funny. They had steel chairs with them, and we didn't know why, but if you go on their, I think it's, if you go on Xavier Woods' Instagram, it shows that they were, like, practicing, and I think it's a video game reference that was why they had these chairs, so it was really funny, but basically it leads to them challenging Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle to a tag match, next week. I liked this, though. I think this is the time to tease a heel turn with Drew McIntyre now. He just gets so annoyed with Matt Riddle that he turns heel, which would make him a babyface in my mind, because who the fuck wouldn't beat the shit out of Matt Riddle after they're so annoyed with him? But,
exactly.
Whatever.
The biggest babyface.
Yeah. What did you think of the stuff they did with Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle?
I hope that he turns on him on Monday.
Yeah.
And beats the ever-living shit out of him, because I'm going to be fucking dancing and celebrating when that happens.
He looked heelish on Monday, I should say that.
Yeah, he did. He looked very heelish. Very heelish. If that's a way to get him to go heel, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And how'd you feel about the match with them versus the Viking Raiders? I thought that was good.
Yeah, it's a good little match.
I think Matt Riddle was on drugs on Monday, by the way. He was clearly on the fucking drugs.
Why is he not?
And again, I don't mind if you do weed and all that type of stuff, but it makes Matt Riddle fucking annoying. So when Matt Riddle fucking does it, I fucking care, because I have to fucking watch him be that way, and I'm just fucking done. I'm not fucking dealing with that shit anymore. So I like how I say I don't mind if you do drugs, but then when it's fucking Matt Riddle, huh? Say that again.
If it's fucking Matt Riddle, go.
Yeah. But I was saying, like I like how I'm like, oh, I just come on here like, yeah, I don't care if you smoke weed and all that type of stuff. It's fine. And then it's Matt Riddle. I'm like, oh, fuck you. Stop doing that shit. Fuck off. Like, get the fuck out of here type of thing. Like, to stop. Because Matt Riddle can't fucking do that shit. He's fucking annoying when he does that shit. Like, he's annoying enough as it is without it. So with it, it's fucking even worse. At least he got beat. At least he got beaten up this week. That was good. That was awesome.
He did. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Then it shows a vignette for Indy Hartwell kind of introducing us to her. And then Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are backstage. Indy Hartwell is getting ready for a match with Rhea Ripley. And Raquel Rodriguez comes in and wishes them luck tonight. And, she says that, if she needs, if they need anything, she'll be there. But Indy Hartwell and her tell her to stay in the back because, she's still not cleared to wrestle. I guess she's just never going to get cleared. Like, she looked fine last week. I wonder why she's still not fucking cleared. Like, I'm not a doctor, but, she looked pretty fucking okay last week, but I don't know. But then we get Rhea Ripley versus Indy Hartwell with Candice LeRae ringside. They had a good little short match here. Way too short, though, but it was still good stuff. Rhea Ripley won with a Riptide. And yeah, afterwards, she goes to beat up Indy Hartwell some more. Candice LeRae comes in, and they both fight her off, and then that was that. I was okay with this. But yeah, we need to use Indy Hartwell a little bit better. What did you think of all these segments right here with Indy Hartwell, Rhea Ripley, and Raquel Rodriguez?
They're fine. But yeah, a lot of, they need to be used better. 100%.
Then we had Shinsuke Nakamura come out to cut a promo. Michael Cole was going to interview him. Michael Cole is just fucking going with the fact that he calls him Shin. He's even starting to call him good old Shinny too. Like it's so fucking funny. Like it's awesome.
Mr. Shinny.
Yeah, and Michael Cole interviews him. He wants to know why Shinsuke Nakamura attacked Seth Rollins last week, and Shinsuke Nakamura said because he wants to be the champion. And Michael Cole doesn't believe this, but he can't really get Shinsuke Nakamura to say anything else. And then Seth Rollins comes out, and he talks about how he's known Shinsuke Nakamura for years. He talked about how they've been really good friends with each other and all that type of stuff. And he mentions that he's had the career that Shinsuke Nakamura wishes that he could have had. And he talks about how he dresses more flamboyant than Shinsuke Nakamura. But he knows that Shinsuke Nakamura is BSing him, and he wants to know the real reason why he attacked him. But Shinsuke Nakamura just doesn't say anything. He says, he just wanted to be champ. And Seth says, well, if that was true, you could have just asked me for a title shot, and I would have given you one. And Shinsuke Nakamura says that he's going to pick the time and place when he gets the title shot. They shake hands. They go to leave, and then he whispers something to Seth Rollins' ear that kind of throws off Seth Rollins, and it throws him off enough where Shinsuke Nakamura lays him out with the Kinshasa, and that was basically it. I liked this segment. I liked the mystique that Shinsuke Nakamura was showing, and he's supposed to explain himself next week, so I was very intrigued, and I'm liking the fact that they're doing this program. I think it freshens up opponents for Seth Rollins, so I thought this was good stuff. What did you think of this?
I like it. He needs to be. It makes sense he needs some new opponents. Can't keep fighting the same people all the time. So I like that it's cycling through now. I'm getting some good opponents for him. Finally. Yeah.
I definitely think those will get rematched though, due to the fact that I think Seth will beat Shinsuke at Payback. But I think they're going to continue this just because they haven't done this feud for very long. I feel like there's more you can do with this. I hope it isn't just like a one and done type of feud, because I feel like there's a lot you can do with this. Like I won't complain if
you can do it.
Huh?
You can do a lot with it.
Yeah. Watch, I say they can do a lot with it, and this will go on for like 5 months. Like, oh yeah, time to wrap this up now. Like,
fucking, I'm down. I want it to go on forever.
For just have a match every week too. Same match, exact match too. Like they just have they act like it never happened. That would be great. Then we had The Miz get interviewed, and Byron Saxton wants to know how he feels about The Miz, and The Miz he talked about how he owned LA Knight last week. He talked about how he basically took him out of his comfort zone and all that type of stuff. And then Byron Saxton points out the fact that LA Knight, I thought he held his own and all that type of stuff. And the Miz is like, really? He held his own, huh? Well, who's the one that's been here for 15 years? Well, he's just a flash in the pan. And he asks him, if he even knew anything about LA Knight before last week. And Byron Saxton says, yeah. And Miz did not like that. He was not happy. He took his fucking sunglasses off. He was fucking pissed at Byron Saxton for saying yeah. And the Miz says, don't say that in my presence. And he talks about how he talks about how LA Knight faced a big badass last week on SmackDown. So the Miz says he's gonna have a match on Raw against the same type of badass to prove that he's still the performer that he is. But he said he might be on SmackDown this week, and that's going to be, I think if Byron Saxton misguesses, he writes, yeah, he says yeah, and the Miz is just like, excuse me, And he says, awesome. And then the Miz says, that's right. And I remember there's at one point where the Miz has to answer like a yes or no questions, and he says yeah, and he like fucking says it disgruntledly. Like he hates the fact that he had to say it. But it was great. But I liked this promo here from the Miz, and I'm looking forward to see it in an LA Knight and the Miz feud. What did you think of this?
I'm excited for the LA Knight Miz feud. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Then we had
Very excited.
Yeah. Then we had Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Good stuff. Zoe Stark was banned from ringside. The finish fucking sucks. They did a double count out finish. They weren't even outside the ring for 10 seconds. They were outside the ring way shorter. The fucking ref must have done like a fast count or something. I don't know what the fuck happened. But they brawl through the crowd. They brawl up to the merchandise stand. And of course, predictably enough, this was all a trap. Zoe Stark is in the merch stand and, attacks Becky from behind. And it leads to Trish laying out Becky again with the fucking chick kick. And backstage later on, Adam Pearce says that this isn't going to happen anymore. We're going to have a steel cage match, so that way Zoe Stark can't get involved. Which, we've seen before. People fucking get involved anyways in cage matches, so that's totally...
all the time.
Yeah, so she's totally going to fucking interfere in that match. The match was good, the fucking finish sucked, and the fact that this is continuing sucks. That's probably going to be a match at Payback. Thank God this didn't fucking main event Raw, though. This fucking main event in Raw, it would have been fucking bullshit. I think it's fucking awesome that Becky Lynch, this was in Trish's neck of the woods, and Becky Lynch still got a bigger pop than Trish. I don't think Trish got a decent reaction, but like not like a big star type of reaction. Like that just proves his heel turn. It's fucking failed. What did you think of this fucking match right here and everything?
Yeah, it's just like you said, it was just a plot device to continue the feud, and I don't fucking care. I've been done with it.
I think we've been done with it since it fucking started. So, like...
Just awful.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
It's
just not good.
And I think this is going right into Payback. Have the cage match, have Becky win the cage match, and then end the feud type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been over a long time ago, but they refuse.
Yeah. And then...
keep it going forever and torture us.
Yeah. So... Then we had the last match of the show. Notice I said that this week. It's Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. It was very good, very awesome stuff. Dominic Mysterio comes out to try to run interference, but it doesn't work. Cody just beats him up. I bet you like that.
The best.
And then eventually there's some miscommunication and Cody wins with the Crossroads. And then afterwards, Judgment Day run in to beat him down. And... Sami Zayn runs out with a chair, and it looks like he's going to fight them off until JD McDonough's the difference maker, and he beats up Sami Zayn. And the rest of Judgment Day just destroys Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. Damian Priest hits the I think it's called not the end of Holiday, but that Razor's Edge powerbomb through the table on Zayn, and then Finn Balor hits like 3 fucking coup de grace on Cody. Like his fucking ribs are gonna be destroyed after that. And then that was it. I liked this. I liked the more dissension in the Judgment Day. It looks like we're gonna get some sort of like 6-man or something. Like I think they're gonna do a 6-man tag, and that will be when Kevin Owens comes back, and we're gonna get a 6-man match between Damian, Dom, and Damian, Dom, and Finn versus Sammy, Kevin, and Cody. I guess in my mind, Sammy's fucking going here and joining the Judgment Day. So, yeah, what did you think of this main event angle and how it closed out and everything like that in the match?
I like it. The one thing that it's kind of getting a little long in the tooth for me is it's the same beatdown from Judgment Day all the time. Like, it's the multiple coup de grace. It's the razor's edge through the table. It's just like every time they have like a prolonged beatdown, it's the same thing.
I don't blame you, yeah.
But like overall, the overarching story of it, I like. Judgment Day definitely needed the one-up after looking like fools for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally. It kind of got them back on the same page too. So I was a fan of it. so to speak.
I think I said this last week and you weren't here. I think we're getting. I feel like too the main event of Raw is like the same thing pretty much every week. It's a member of Judgment Day versus like Cody or Sammy, and then either the faces will win or and then the Judgment Day would beat them down, or the faces just win. I feel like we need to start to see some new stuff in the main event angle.
Let's see Seth versus Nakamura in the main event.
Yeah, or Seth faced someone in the main event, then Nakamura attacked him or something. I think
something
we need to,
different.
Yeah, we need to freshen
It's always
up.
like you said, the combination of like the tag champs and Cody and Judgment Day. It's just the same people all the time. They just change it up.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like, it's not that they can't be on the show, but I think the main events, like, I think the main event of Raw needs to be something different every now and then. Like, that's what I like about SmackDown better. I think SmackDown's main event scene is always fairly different for the most part.
No, it's not the same thing, unless if it's a bloodline that's involved. But like, for the most part, everything's different. It feels different every week.
Yeah,
It's not the same shit every week.
yeah.
Not the same combination of people facing off in different combinations of tags and singles matches.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this week, I think the main event should be the IC title match. That would be a different match to have main event Raw this week.
Oh yeah, Chad Gable totally earned that.
Yeah. But overall, I thought Raw was a fairly solid show. I'm gonna give Raw like a B. Only critique to this show is the lack of push of Indy Hartwell, the finish of Trish and Becky, and JD McDonough. I would say losing. I think, and obviously that horrendous women's tag segment. So I'm gonna give Raw like a solid B. And I could have done without countless recaps of the Bloodline storyline again. And I'm pretty sure they recap shit that we saw, as normal. I can't. It's certainly tough for me to say what it was this week, but I'm pretty sure they recapped a bunch of shit that didn't need to be recapped, as they typically do. But what would you give Raw as like a letter grade?
I give Raw I give it a B, a solid B. I'm with you on the same with the same positives and negatives. Like the women's tag title segment was a joke. JD McDonough losing is in the downs for me. As sort of like a negative because I think he should have won. We're in that same boat. But a positive for me is at the end of the show where he aided in the beating of the babyface. I felt like that kind of made up for him losing in a way.
It did, yeah.
But yeah, like it's overall a very solid episode of Raw. Like the Trish and Becky thing, like that needed to end like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are some very good like positives on the show. It's not all negative. It's some very good positives, but the negatives that kind of stick out and are very noticeable. And one of the very, very big negatives on the show weekly, or what it's going to become weekly now, is the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
Because they hot-shotted Piper Niven being the tag partner. Could have, like, the talent show could have been really funny. You could have brought up some jobbers. You could have brought up some NXT live event talent, like people who haven't debuted yet. You could have brought in and had it been like funny, and had it been not serious, and built it up over 3 weeks. And like it's okay, hey, this person like, and it whittles down, and then Piper Niven comes in and destroys all of them. And then Chelsea goes, "You're my tag team partner." Something different. Like
they essentially
terrified, and they go, "Okay, you're scary, you're mean, you're my tag team partner."
They essentially could have, even though this ended up being a week. If you remember, they did the James Storm segment where he tried to find a tag team partner for Slammiversary 2013, and they had like a bunch of people come out, and it was funny. And then, like, if you remember, Gunna laid out everybody. That's exactly what that could have been. Like,
exactly.
And it got over Gunna huge, as you remember too. Like, he became like a big baby face after that. Like,
he did for a long time, and then you could have done that, but done over 3 weeks, or 2 weeks. Like, have Chelsea announce the competition as next week, and then have it go on for 2 more weeks after that, or 3 weeks or whatever. Have a big field and be like, okay, these are like have goofy people in it, like whatever, like have it be not serious, and then like I said, they got Piper Niven come in, and like it's the final 5 or whatever, and that Chelsea's choosing from, and she fucking destroys all of them.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Chelsea's like scared, but also like intrigued at the same time, and it's like, okay, you just beat up 5 worthy contenders to be my tag team partner, to be a tag team champion. You're my tag team partner. Here's a belt, and give it to her.
Yeah,
easy. I just fucking did 3 weeks to tell it. 3 weeks of storyline right there.
Yeah.
Like fucking Christ! It doesn't take rocket science to know that. I mean, eventually it should have been Piper Niven.
Oh yeah.
But she's more than deserving. She hasn't been used a whole lot. This is perfect. She has her big fucking heater, her big heavy as her tag team partner. Perfect. But like, I would have liked to have seen a little bit of progression. Not in one night, boom, overdone. In a horrific segment.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That should not have been even aired on television to begin with.
I know, yeah. I want to talk about one thing. It didn't happen on Raw, but it happened backstage. Tommaso Ciampa is looking for Johnny Gargano. They did a segment backstage where Matt Riddle was with Ciampa, and he had flyers made out looking for Johnny Gargano, and Matt Riddle was talking about how he's looking for Randy. But yeah, it seems like Triple H is trying to sneak in Johnny Gargano back before Vince, recovers, which I think is great. I wish they had that on the show, though. Like, I get why they didn't have it on the show, because it doesn't fit Ciampa's character to act the way he acted on the Instagram Live thing.
Yeah, but it's good to, like, do it on, like, an exclusive or whatever.
Yeah, but, I hope this is legit, because it's finally time, I think, for DIY to come back. It was time a month ago. Huh?
How many years now? It's been, like...
I mean... If you want to go with a technicality, technically they teamed up in the War Games match, which was like Johnny Gargano's last match. But I don't think they really reformed. I think they were just on the same team.
No, they were on the same team. DIY reunion.
Yeah, what has it been? 2020, right before the pandemic, pretty much. Because if you remember, they reformed at Worlds Collide and had a match together, and they were feuding with the UE kind of during that time.
Yeah.
Because I remember he turned heel on Ciampa during the NXT title match. So, I think that's the last time they did anything together.
Which heel Gargano was good, not great.
I didn't mind it, but he's just not. Some people are meant to be heels, and Johnny Gargano was one of them. I think his heel one lasted too. His heel one
was funny and it worked, but didn't work.
Yeah,
supposed to get over as a heel, supposed to get booed, never happened.
I definitely think if he was, I think the reason it stuck around for so long too was because it was in the pandemic, most of it. Like, I think if there was no pandemic, I think they would have changed plans because of he would have went way too over to stay a heel. Like,
yeah, I mean the crowd would have easily have turned a babyface like months into it.
Yeah.
They would have no choice.
But if you remember, like, there was the pandemic happened, like, pretty much right after, like, he went heel, like, not long afterwards. Yeah. So that's why they got away from keeping him heel for so long.
And then they moved to the PC.
Yeah, they did. And then by the time he turned, because if you notice, when the first few months, he pretty much turned babyface, like, right when the crowd started coming back and stuff. Like, pretty much, he was pretty much a babyface by that point. Like,
the best thing about Johnny Gargano in that, I mean. He wasn't a good heel per se, but the gimmick was like good.
Yeah.
And he tried so fucking hard to get people to boo him, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Because it was during the time when they moved to the PC and they let like fans, they were doing like the video board fans thing, and like it just didn't work.
Yeah.
The theme song was great. The theme song was the best part of the whole fucking thing. His theme song was great.
Yeah, it was.
But the gimmick itself, the way was funny. I think it was meant at the end to be a comedy gimmick.
Yeah.
And it turned out that way, because they were having family dinners at home with Theory and Indy Hartwell, and they were like Johnny and Candace, like the mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like, that was really fucking funny. I really love that.
Yeah. I mean, I want I just want Gargano on TV, whether that's coming back with the way or DIY, just because like the guy's just wait.
A combination of both.
Yeah. I would prefer DIY though. Like I don't mind the way, but I feel like if you're gonna do DIY, you can't really do the way because that's gonna be fucking weird. Like
You could have it be a subsidiary of the way, like be a subgroup of the.
Yeah, they could. But yeah,
because if this comes back to television, it's DIY.
Yeah,
six woman man team.
Yeah. But anyhow, you want to take?
You can even have it go up against the Viking Raiders.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I think too when the Viking Raiders do another open challenge, DIY should accept.
Oh, definitely. That will get them going.
Yeah. And that's
eventually. I would like to see heels win the tag titles and then see DIY beat the heels with the tag titles.
So that's Judgment Day then.
You could, yeah, I would definitely be down. That match would be sick.
Yeah, and Finn Balor, if you remember, has a history with both guys too from his second run in NXT. So
he's the one that fucking he hit the 1916 on Johnny Gargano on the fucking ramp that took him over a while. Actually, I think it legitimately hurt him.
Yeah, it
did. He was up for quite a while after that.
If you remember, yeah, because they had to change the match. Yeah, if you remember, because I think he came back early too because they thought his injury wasn't going to be all that bad. So
yeah, that was brutal. But yeah, there's a history of both of them.
Yeah,
I think Priest is a little bit too after them.
No, because he was a babyface. As North American champion, that's what Gargano beat. Huh?
So there's a history there.
Yeah.
He's faced both Priest and Gargano. Priest and Gargano. He faced himself. He's faced Priest and Balor.
Yeah.
They both have, I think. So
yeah. So there you go.
It could work.
It could.
Okay. Got off track, but now we're on to NXT. Let's go. So Vic Joseph and Booker T are your commentators, and the shakeup, they didn't touch that, which I'm surprised because everyone hates Booker T. Funny on a panel, not so much during a 2-hour wrestling show.
No,
could do without that. I'm surprised they didn't. I mean, usually like during these shakeups, they usually change up the entirety of the commentary team.
I know,
but Booker's not a heel, so I don't know. Like, he's more of like a face tweener face, not like a
Well, he's
not a full.
Let's call him. He's fucking Booker T. That's what he is. He doesn't know what he wants. Like
he can't make up his mind, Mr. Grunty.
I know. You can't unhear those.
He also doesn't talk for 5 minutes at a time. And Nick Joseph has to see if he's still alive.
Yeah. I remember there was at one point during this show where like Vic Joseph, I think, asked Booker T a question that Booker T completely ignored last week, and Vic Joseph was like, "You completely ignored this question last week, but I'm going to ask you again." And I think Booker T this time answered it, but he like half-heartedly answered the fucking question. He didn't really even answer it like that. But then, like, it's like, what are you doing, man?
Can't wait. So it kicked off immediately with a tag title match between the Dyad and the Family. This match, it was a good opener.
It was
a very good opener. It was very back and forth. And at one point near the finish, Ivy Nile comes out, and that caused for some reason, the whole entirety of the Dyad to surround her. Not do anything, just stand there and stare at her.
Yeah.
And in the process of the distraction, 2 members of the Dyad jumped the railing and beat up Zach Gibson and James Drake from behind. We obviously know it's the Creed brothers. You can't even fucking... There's no fucking differentiating there. It's obvious.
It is.
Vic Joseph is trying to seem like they didn't. They're trying to act like, who are these people that were there in the Dyad? Nope, you know who it is. It's obvious. Way too obvious. And that leads to Stax and Tony D winning and retaining their tag team championships. This is a solid match, solid opener. I could have done without Vic Joseph being flabbergasted that it was obviously Julius and Brutus Creed.
Yeah. Especially Brutus. Like, it's obviously fucking Brutus Creed. Like, you can't fucking...
It's short and fat.
Yeah.
the everyone in the diet is really tall. So Julius fits in with the mystique, and there's Brutus with the shorty beefcake.
Yeah. So... yeah. I like this though. Good. It was a good tag title match, but yeah, I could have done without the inclusion of what they did with the Creed brothers type of thing. I get. They can never just. I'm gonna keep saying this. They can never do a loser leaves NXT match ever again because they fucking ruined the gimmick now.
They did. Instead of just like doing a match where like they have the tag match. No, like, and they after the match, they can even have the Creed brothers win, and then after the match, you write them off.
Yeah,
and you beat the shit out of them, and it looks like they're not going to come back. Just pulverize them, even bloody them too. Like, do something that like makes it seem like they're not going to be there for a long time, and then when they eventually show up and do this, like right now, do this, people will pop for it. Instead, everyone fucking knows who it is already. You don't need to. They're gonna recap it on Tuesday on SmackDown now, and be like, "Who are these people in the diet?" No, we know who it is. We know who it is. There's no need for it.
Yeah, it does lead to later on the exclusives. Ava challenged Ivy Nile to a match, basically to that way they can lure the Creed brothers out there. So. Yeah, it's
stupid.
Yeah, because they're coming out. They're gonna be out there. So,
they're gonna be there because they're gonna be in. They're gonna be out there because they're gonna be exposed.
But this match was solid, though. I thought the Grizzled Young Veterans were the perfect team for the family to have a match with because they're not that great when it comes to in-win work. But like Grizzled Young Veterans was like the perfect first team to defend their tag titles against and all that type of stuff.
Oh, you can get a good match out of them for sure.
Yeah.
So after the match, like Ivy Nile is just like standing tall on the entranceway, and Ava was mad, and obviously she challenged her to a match. And then we get a vignette for Eddie Thorpe, really hard hitting on his Native American ancestry, and his war dancing and whatnot. And I thought it was he said he's basically saying that he's ready to challenge Dijak.
Yeah.
And he's going to move without fear moving forward. I love that. I thought the segment was great. This video package was really good. It really, gave you more of, who Eddie Thorpe was.
I did like this, but again, it's a big thing to talk about with NXT. They should have shown these video packages, when the rematch was already set. They made it seem like he already had the rematch set. They skipped kind of point B of the storyline where because he interferes in the match later on with Dijak, and then, it seems like I don't think he got the memo.
I guess that's no fear for him.
Huh?
I guess that's no fear for him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he didn't get the memo. He didn't even have a fucking rematch. He made it seem like he had a rematch set in stone already and all that type of stuff.
There's no match.
Yeah. That's the big thing with Shawn Michaels. He does good stuff, but he puts the storylines in weird bits. Remember the Roxanne Perez Blair Davenport storyline? They did the interviews and all that type of stuff as if the match had been set over. They set up the rematch for the Great American Bash before Roxanne Perez even started attacking her and doing vicious stuff. It's you're doing this out of order. This does kind of seem like it's a little out of order. He should have interfered in the match tonight, and then they started doing the video packages, saying he wants. Not even that he's essentially saying he's ready for a rematch with Dijak. A match has already been booked. The match hasn't been booked yet, dude. What are you talking about?
There's no match. There's nothing. You're not even on a card right now. It's not even a thought.
I know, yeah.
In storyline, Dijak hasn't even thought about challenging you. So
he's moved on.
He's moved on.
Yeah, it would have made more sense.
Yeah. He had the big match that fucked him over on. Now they have a reason for the match.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
I like these video packages, but it's It's a big thing with NXT. They do the fucking storylines out of order, where like it's like, okay, you should be putting this stuff, you should be putting this here, that there, like not fucking.
Yeah.
Imagine Shawn Michaels trying to write a movie. He would fucking have the end of the movie happen before like it actually before then. Like
if you had the end of the movie first.
Yeah.
So it's like it ends with the kill scene, and then at the very end you meet the characters.
Yeah.
Like, okay, who are these people? We won't know. And at the end, it's like, oh, here are the characters. Here's the backstory. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You meet the people first, conflict, whatever, and then end.
Yeah. Imagine him writing. Imagine him writing Yellow Jackets. He would show all the fucking stuff in the present first, and then the fucking past. Like he just decided he would do all the present stuff first, like in the present, like in season 1, and then season 2 he would actually show the plane. I don't think Shawn Michaels would show the plane crash until like fucking season 2.
Yeah, he showed that in season 7.
Yeah, if it gets that far, yeah. And you know what? What would be great, by the way, too? He wouldn't even waste our time building up any friendships with any of the cast and characters, because he'd fucking just have them fight right away. Like
he'd have them be all dead and eaten.
Because he doesn't like
season 2. There'd be no presents.
Yeah, he would see the fucking cast trying to work together. He's like, whoa, what's this fucking tag team shit I see going on right now? What the fuck is this? He would like be the director and fucking stop it in the middle of the scene as they're fucking about to work together and be like, this is not what fucking happens. I hate fucking tag team, dude. He would probably fucking like
end of season 1. Everyone, there'll be no presents.
Yeah,
everyone be dead eaten.
It'd be awesome. To be honest, I would just love to watch they show the behind the scenes shit of like the interviews. I would just love to watch the behind the scenes shit where like Shawn Michaels would fucking burn down that cabin in fucking season 1, like episode 4. You know that's a fucking true too. Like it's so.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
That's fucking awesome. It would be fucking comedy to watch Shawn Michaels have to write that show. He would fucking lose his fucking mind.
It would have been over in season 1. It would have been crash, burning down to the cabin, cannibalism. They're saved.
Yeah.
Everyone turns on each other. No present. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Over.
Done.
In 10 episodes.
Yeah. Because he hates tag teams.
No one can work together. There's always conflict.
Yeah.
Always conflict. Yeah. And everyone's dead by the end of the scene.
Yeah. They would try to have a scene where they were. I do it to you too. I would love to see when he has a scene where they work together. He's like the director of it. He fucking stops it in the middle and be like, "What is this shit?" And just starts throwing shit all over the place. Like, what is that?
Sweet. Hits a sweet shit music on the director.
Yeah. It's like that's not.
That's how it goes.
Anyhow, continue with NXT.
Now.
Continue
There's
with
conflict and then eat them. While they're still alive.
Yeah. Anyhow, continue with the breakdown of NXT.
So Carmelo Hayes, he was backstage and he was doing like autograph signings and signing shit, and out came Wesley to confront him, and he basically says that he's gonna face him for the NXT championship, and that he's not worried at all about Dijak. He's basically looking over at Dijak for their match at Heatwave.
I like how Carmelo Hayes is like just trying to focus on signing these autographs, and he keeps getting interrupted like every time. And you know, I like how they picked doing the show time for him to do these autographs. Like he can't do it any other time of the week. He has to do it tonight.
I know, yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And it made it seem like...
And I will say this too, Dijak. I'm not gonna go over it. I'll just go over it now, but Dijak does the exact same thing.
Yeah. I like he's trying to sign an autograph too. Dijak like puts his hand over it too. Like he could have, like I think he wrote on his.
Give me that autograph, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone got that?
Asshole.
Can you imagine someone got that autograph? Like.
Oh my God, it's like smudged and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be livid. I'd be fucking livid if I paid money to go see Carmelo Hayes, and Dijak comes in and smushes the fucking the ink and puts his fucking fingers all over it.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking pissed.
But this was I like
Like, whose big fucking fingers are these fingerprints all over my picture?
Yeah. But I liked these segments here because it was something different for NXT to do. I thought they were good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. They both were good. It sets up the match and then eventually sets up the contract signing.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So next we had Blair Davenport versus Dana Brooke, and this match was okay. It wasn't that great. Dana Brooke came out and I laughed my ass off because she came out to literally no reaction.
And the PC of all places too, like
PC who fucking someone random from the Performance Center can come up and who's never been on Level Up or anything, and they get a reaction. And then Dana Brooke, an established main roster talent, comes out to fucking silence. I was like, wow, they really fucking hate her.
yeah, like Tatana Chance and Kata Gata got more of a reaction than she ever did. Like
Electra Lopez got more of a reaction than she did.
yeah,
Fucking horrible. Just no reaction whatsoever.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just like, again, if this is what Blair Davenport's gonna do, man, she's already lost, I feel like. But in the shuffle, not in the match. She won the match. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like the loss to Roxy really just like fucking sent her down a spiral
yeah.
and pushed her down the card.
And where's Roxy been lately? By the way, nowhere to be found. So
Nowhere.
yeah, yeah. This match was okay, I guess. Blair Davenport should have won in a way more dominant fashion. She looked way too weak, by the way. Like she barely even beat Dana Brooke. Like Dana Brooke got way too much offense in on her. It was just kind of embarrassing. And it looks like Dana Brooke's going heel. Remember you pitched this like months ago when you wanted her to do this, and now they're fucking doing it when it's too fucking late. It's fucking great. When you know,
It's too late and it's with the wrong person.
yeah, it looks like her and Kalani Jordan are gonna like feud now. Another tag team getting fucking broken up. What the fuck? That's fucking awesome. That's fucking great.
Aura Jade. They said they should have done this. What they should have done this 3 months ago.
Yeah, this wasn't good.
And I also forgot too. They did a backstage segment with Chase U when they came back from the commercial break, and yeah, it's basically Thea just being upset again, and that Andre Chase still threw in the towel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
I'm like, I'm kind of done with that. Like, can we move on from that? Like, it's been like a month. It's been like, what, 3 weeks? Can we move on from it now? It's the same shit every week.
Yeah.
Move on.
Well, they did.
Done with it.
They definitely did. But yeah, this was whatever. It seems like Duke Hudson's gonna be middleman. He's agreeing with Thea, but he also agrees with Andre Chase when Thea's not there. So it's like that's kind of weird. It seems like the wrong person's gonna turn heel out of that fashion. They're gonna have Thea heel turn heel for no reason. It seems like, which is just stupid.
She's doing the depressed character, which hasn't been done 7,000 times
Yeah.
on the main roster, or even in NXT.
Yeah.
It's been fucking done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's a tired fucking gimmick
We
that's
did-
been done so many fucking
We
times.
just saw it with Noam Dar, and that was funny.
Yeah. You don't need to fucking see it again.
I guess we do.
Damon Camp, Drew Gulak, and Charlie Dempsey were backstage, and they were kind of making fun of Miles Bourne, which is kind of mean. I don't think you can hear him though, because he's deaf. But I don't know how they can pick on someone that can't hear him. So
Well, they did throw his water away, so
he fucking mean. It's funny too because he teamed up with them on the fucking house show circuit on the other day.
Yeah.
So.
I kind of like that he's gonna be like the whipping boy like person of the group now. Like it's gonna be funny.
But yeah, like and then they showed Trick Williams, and he's like warming up and whatnot. And I it was fine.
It was good stuff.
And then Trick Williams faced Drew Gulak. And this match was again really, really good. Really good match. And Trick Williams ended up winning. Which, I mean, it made sense because he's on a big push right now. But I'm surprised they didn't try to sneak in a win there for Gulak.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense, though, because Trick Williams is feuding with Ilya Dragunov, and he's getting a huge push now, so it kind of makes sense. And then Trick Williams, after the match, stood tall, and he was taunting Ilya Dragunov for their match at heavyweight, which I thought was interesting. Because that match is going to be a fucking killer match.
I think it will be, yeah. And, I don't love Drew Gulak losing. I think, he should just be on the rise. But they did give a out for it because I'm trying to remember the name. Briggs and Jensen. Yeah, that's the name of the tag team. Briggs and Jensen attacked Charlie Dempsey and the other guys that was out there with him. It's not Duke Hudson. It's the guy that just fought Eddie Thorpe in Raw Underground. He was in Diamond Mine, and I forget his name off the top of my head.
Damon Kemp.
Doesn't that show how?
I forgot for a second too.
Doesn't that show?
Said his name.
Yeah, I know.
It's so forgettable.
But doesn't that show how? I could say that's on us. Doesn't that show how badly Shawn Michaels booking them if we can't even remember their names right now? But anyhow, they interfered, so it looked like they're gonna do. Huh?
Remember when Damon Kemp came in to NXT and he was a prominent figure, and then promptly lost an ambulance match, fucking in a loser in Brutus. If Julius won, Brutus had to, or if Julius lost, Brutus would be gone from NXT.
And then they're both gone from NXT.
And it was 3 weeks into it, into his NXT run,
and then he fucking
murdered him.
They fucking went down
to anything.
Yeah. But Briggs and Jensen too. What a waste of time. They haven't done shit recently. They haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It's a fucking waste. They should have been called up.
Yeah. Oh, it's easily. Yeah.
But this is good stuff. I like Trick Williams being on the rise. He's a good
Willie,
dude.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
I like it. He's cocky. I love it. I see a lot of arrogance that's similar to what Carmelo Hayes' arrogance is, but in a face kind of way.
They better fucking not turn him fucking heel and have him challenge for the belt. But you know what, Shawn Michaels, he's fucking turning heel soon. You know that.
Oh, that's eventually. I mean, you just have to know what's going to happen. Because in 1992, Marty Jannetty was in a tag team called the Rockers. And then Shawn Michaels super kicked Marty Jannetty in the face and threw him through a glass window, effectively ending one of the best tag teams in WWE at that time called the Rockers. So ever since that day, Shawn Michaels has been on a mission to break up every single fucking tag team he's ever been a part of.
Yes, he has.
Because he hates them.
Yes.
So next we see Baron Corbin, and he's walking backstage. I wonder if Mackenzie Mitchell never went up to him. Would he just be pacing back and forth for the whole show?
I guess so, yeah.
And he comes in, so Mackenzie Mitchell stops him.
It wasn't Mackenzie Mitchell. It was Sarah Schreiber, because this was her first appearance on WWE television. I don't know how long, but
they're interchangeable to me.
Yeah.
One of them's married to fucking Vic Joseph. I think it's Mackenzie Mitchell.
It is Mackenzie Mitchell.
And she stops him and says, he says, "You want to hear anything I have to say? Well, I'm going to go to the ring and say it. Did we really need a fucking backstage promo to say that Baron Corbin was going to go to the ring? No, we didn't."
He could have just been backstage and said he's going to come join us right now type of thing.
They do on Raw, when they fucking walking down the hallway and it says fucking next.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Corbin's coming out next. Whatever. Whatever the fuck it is.
I was not happy to see Sarah Schreiber back. You remember how bad she used to be? She hasn't gotten any better. She's still fucking bad.
It's not good. Should have been Mackenzie Mitchell.
I'm trying to think. Because this is the interview that they have now. She was in ROH. And she just got signed to WWE. She stayed in one of the Pretty Deadly members at the moment.
I don't know where Kincaid, I think is where it's a Ring of
Yeah,
Honor.
yeah, that's her name. Yeah. She was.
I don't know what her WWE name is.
But she was nowhere found. She was nowhere to be found last week because it was Sarah Schreiber this week. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that seems really weird.
Yeah.
That they,
Hey, better than Scott Stanford though, right?
The Scott Stanford, that guy can't even. He's just a studio guy.
I mean, he thinks that if he thinks Cocoa Puffs are drugs apparently. So
I think it's good for him.
Yeah.
He's on a lot of drugs.
because he thinks if you're not, yeah. But anyhow, continue.
So we go back from commercial, but we come back from commercial break, and it's a new vignette for Dabba-Kato. Remember him when he lost to two midgets? Yeah, he's back now. He found his way out of the shadows.
Yeah.
He will cast his own shadow because he's 6'10" over the entire NXT. He's massive.
This is bad.
Just coming. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I don't think anyone else did either. So no one was clamoring for Dabba-Kato to come back.
It says he's returning soon. I don't think we realized how soon he was going to be back, too. Like, he was back really fucking soon. Like,
Doing soon. Very soon.
yeah. We'll talk about that.
As in within the hour.
Yeah.
So Corbin comes out and he just talks shit on Gable Steveson. Says he ran him out of NXT and whatnot. And then he won't ever be back. Just talks more shit. And then Von Wagner and Mr. Stone come out. And I noticed this when they came out, they got a little bit booed, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
And they're jaw-jacking back and forth, and he wants to put it to the table. And as soon as he said that fucking word, the place went crazy, and they started chanting for him to put it to the table. Yeah, and after he talked about putting Braun Breaker to the table, they got erect and very hard, and they wanted to get off to it, so they wanted to see him put Baron Corbin to the table. Which I'm surprised they didn't cheer for Baron Corbin because they did at the fucking pay-per-view.
I know.
Shows you how fucking 1 week they care about it, next week they don't. They start fucking brawling back and forth. And yeah, after a little while, and I think it was Von Wagner went to go like take the fucking shit off the table to go put him through it. And Corbin kind of fought back, and they got pulled apart. So that seems like that's the next feud.
I'm okay with that.
I like the second. I'm excited. I like it a lot because I think this works better than I think the Gable feud. I thought the Gable Baron match would have been better. Like on paper, it looks better because Baron's the veteran and whatnot, and he used to taking suplexes because he faced Kurt Angle and whatnot. But it sucked. But this looks like this is a better matchup. Two big guys going at it.
Yeah,
so I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to this match, and I can't wait to see, how the match goes on paper and all that type of stuff. It'll be good. I think it'll be good stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Also, I forgot to say too that Von Wagner made fun of Baron Corbin in his 1,000 gimmicks that he had.
That was awesome.
That's what kind of caused the whole the fight, as big as he was calling him fucking happy Corbin, sad Corbin, bum ass Corbin.
Just great.
that made him really mad, and then they started to fight.
Yeah,
I thought for sure this is going to be Braun Breaker coming out and spearing him.
Yeah,
like
me
when
too.
they were on the outside when he was about to put him to the table. I thought for sure like this is going to be Braun Breaker getting his revenge for being power bombed to the table. But it wasn't. I was like, here comes Braun Breaker to fucking spear him out of nowhere. Nope. Good. I liked it though.
Yeah.
So next they have it's the fucking stupid fucking piece of shit ungrateful fucking pissant of a son. Bargain Walmart brand Eddie Guerrero and Great Value brand China are backstage, and they issue a mixed tag match to Lyra Valkyria and Dragon Lee for next week. which they accepted.
I was okay with this.
This looks like in this segment, it looks like Dom and Rhea look like they just got done fucking because they were very calm and very exhausted. It looked like. So
I forgot to break this down for news last week. So I think it was last week's news, but I forgot to talk about it. It's funny now because Rhea Ripley is fucking engaged to Buddy Matthews now. So they've done interviews about it and stuff. And Dominic Mysterio said this is his revenge for Buddy Matthews, if you remember, trying to get with his sister. So this is Dominic. I
don't know why he hates his sister too.
Hey, you know what? Dominic Mysterio is a fucking weird cat. He's gonna do things he's gonna do what he thinks.
He's manipulated. That's what it is. He's the power of the pussy got him.
Yeah, but it's funny because Dominic Mysterio is fucking legitimately engaged in real life too.
He is too.
Yeah,
he was fucking not fiance but girlfriend of fucking like 12 years.
And then that's hilarious about
like a year.
And then that's hilarious about his sister posted a picture of when they were at WrestleMania. It was with Dom's fiance.
Yep, it was. It was.
I think they showed him in the crowd too, like doing that match too. It's like who is this fucking random person that just happens to be sitting next to Aaliyah?
Just been with Dominic for over a decade now.
I wonder if they're all gonna get to I wonder if that's gonna be like a 4-way fuckery going on right there type of thing.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be a throuple. It's going to be a 4-way now.
Yeah.
Is Buddy Matthews now going to fuck Dom's fiance as payback?
He's going to have to. Well, wouldn't this be Dom's payback though? Because Dom's getting payback for Buddy Matthews trying to get with Aaliyah Mysterio. So technically this and this.
This is payback for the payback.
Maybe this is going to be. Maybe. You realize too, maybe there's gonna be like a 4-way fuckery. We need like a vacation, by the way, like a vacation between Rhea Ripley, Buddy Matthews, and Dom and his fiance. They just all get kinky and just all fuck around and all that type of stuff. We need that in our lives. We don't need to see it. We just need it.
This is a match that should happen at Payback.
Yeah, we don't need to see it. We just need to know that it happened, so that way we can.
Oh, they show it.
It's a pre-tape.
How weird they can be sometimes.
It's like a pre-tape. Because I can't call it live sex. Hey, if that happens,
a pre-tape sex celebration.
Yeah, on OnlyFans. Hey, if that happens, I would subscribe to the OnlyFans account just to see how fucking weird it would be. That
oh my God.
It'd be awesome.
Oh. That'd be bizarre.
I don't think you know what to do with yourself. I think you'd fucking just go die.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Dom is fucking. At the end of the day, Buddy Matthews is the cock.
Yeah.
And so isn't Dom's fiance. She's the cock too.
And I feel bad too because Buddy Matthews has to fucking keep hearing about it on AEW programming too.
My God, that Nina Max Caster was fucking brutal. You couldn't even get the rest of the fucking rap out.
You can't blame him for that. That's the whole. That caused Billy Gunn to.
He was fed up with it.
Yeah, I feel like there was some stiffness in that fucking knee right there. I think he was legitimately fucking pissed. I can't wait to see what happens when Buddy Matthews come back. What would happen if he does come back to WWE? I think he's just gonna fucking ignore that part of the story. I think he should just fucking join Judgment Day and there's like a big fight between Dom and Buddy Matthews for like the heart of Rhea Ripley. That'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be the best.
That'd be the greatest story.
Oh my God,
and Rhea Ripley's that'd be the greatest love triangle storyline I think that we've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because everyone knows that Rhea and Buddy are now engaged.
Yep.
And that Dominic, in storyline, is a single man who, not in real life, in storyline is a single man, and has been seduced.
Yeah.
By the powers of a very strong female.
That could be a Buddy, but hey, that could be a. if that does happen, that could be a Dom goes back babyface where he loses the heart of Rhea Ripley and then he realizes he's been seduced all this time.
Oh yes.
And his dad said he's willing to fuck it. His dad did say he's willing to accept him. He's willing to take him back. He doesn't deserve it, but he's willing to. So
he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't. He'll never deserve it.
what
it did to his poor family.
But anyhow, this segment was absolutely A+ material because we just made it funny.
Beat up Rey Mysterio in front of his own wife and in front of his own mom and sister.
He did.
Beat him up.
Actually, the whole fame.
His own poor Hall of Fame father.
Well, it wasn't Hall of Fame.
In front of his own sister and mother.
He wasn't
a fucking scumbag.
He wasn't a Hall of Famer at the time, though. Let's get that out of the way.
He is a Hall of Famer in life, and he's a Hall of Fame father.
He wasn't at the time. He was just a regular legend at the time, just a regular guy.
He was a regular Rey Mysterio.
He was.
He was just good old regular Rey.
Yep. So I'll continue with the breakdown of NXT.
Now, the number one contenders match for the winner to go on to face.
Oh, you missed a significant thing. The Mustafa Ali promo. Did you miss it?
Oh, there it is. He says he wants to face fucking Dominic.
Yep. And he's getting to do the gimmick that he wanted to do back in 2021, basically the politician gimmick. Either there's gonna be
both sides.
Yeah, either there's gonna be good stuff. It's really weird because he's transitioning into a heel, but I think he's clearly gonna be the babyface when he faces Dom for the North American title. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with this though. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna politic, yeah, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be good. Good segments, but yeah, he's definitely going to be super babyface because he's by de facto.
Anyone that faces Dom in your mind is a fucking babyface.
Oh yeah, and then so then they go back, and then it's the match that I said before, but I forgot it was that promo, and then it's a pretty good back and forth match between Wesley and Dijak. They really play on the size aspect of it. And they really work well together in the ring. And the end happens when Eddie Thorpe comes out and costs Dijak the match. He does something on the outside, like attacks him when Dijak's on the outside, throws him back in, and Wesley hits the cardiac kick for the victory. And he hits the cardiac kick and then goes up top. And then hits his corkscrew spinal tap thing for the win. And becomes new number one contender for Carmelo Hayes' NXT Championship. I thought this match was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great stuff. I really wish they would have had Dijak win, just that way we could have held off the Wesley Carmelo Hayes match a little longer, so that way we could have more build. But it is what it is. They made up for it a little bit because they do a segment later in the night, but I feel like, as we said, this should have been the Wesley Carmelo Hayes match should have been saved for like a NXT special type of thing.
But we knew this is going to happen.
Yeah,
I called it. I knew this was going to fucking happen. I knew they were going to shoot their load too early, and it's a pay-per-view quality match that's going to be on free TV, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have a rematch of the pay-per-view, most likely.
Yeah.
Or triple threat at the pay-per-view, if they go that way. But at the same time, no, not a triple threat, because it's probably going to be Dijak and Eddie Thorpe at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it is.
Or if you want to do a fatal four-way at the pay-per-view with Eddie Thorpe included, too.
Yeah.
Dijak, Carmelo Hayes, and Wesley. Fatal four-way for the NXT title.
I'd be okay with that.
Perfectly fine with that.
I just prefer the one-on-one match be saved for the special.
The one-on-one match should be at the pay-per-view. But it's just I just don't like the idea of giving it away on free TV yet.
No.
The rematch should happen later. Rematch shouldn't be happening at the pay-per-view, which I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because then it just doesn't make it feel like it's special anymore.
I know.
It just seems like it's another fucking like another match between the two instead of being like a first time ever type of thing.
Yeah.
The match is gonna fucking rule regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be like one of the best matches on NXT this year, I think.
In a pay-per-view. This is a main event in an NXT pay-per-view quality match.
Yeah, not. I mean, I guess a regular episode of NXT because they are doing Heat Wave, but this is not like a throw on like a NXT episode of any kind. Like this should have been like Save for No Mercy. Like it would have been over huge.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And that just feels like it's just throwing. Yeah, I mean, Heat Wave is like a free pay-per-view, I guess.
But I just don't think it's time though. There hasn't been enough stuff in the storyline to warrant a title match right now, type of thing. Like
we don't really have a clear distinction.
Yeah.
Of what Wesley is yet. What the fuck is he? Is he heel or face? No one knows yet.
Yeah. Anyhow, continue with NXT. But the match was so great, though. I still enjoyed this match a lot and all that type of
stuff. But yeah, so he sends Tall, and they basically confirmed the match for Heat Wave. Kind of sucks, but hey, whatever. I mean, match is going to rule anyway. Yeah, I basically covered the Lyra thing, and that was next. But yeah, I already covered that already, so I need to do that again. Tyler Bate was backstage, and he was with Mackenzie Mitchell, and they basically said how he faced off with them on the live event in Florida on their house show loop, and he's known Joe Coffey for a long time, and he's ready to face him or whatever, and he needs to do some drugs. Basically.
He didn't say drugs. He just said he needs to take some relaxation techniques. He didn't say drugs. Let's be clear.
Smoke some fucking weed. Mellow the fuck out.
He was dressed like very much a stoner this week though. Like,
oh yeah, the flowy shirt. Fucking yeah. 100%. So next time we get to the match, it's Tyler Bate versus Joe Coffey. And I just
wrote Coffee. I forgot to write his first name down. He's just Coffee now.
Coffee. It's Coffee. No, it's actually just Coffee. They took away Joe.
Apparently.
It's actually like a solid matchup.
Yeah.
It doesn't go very long though. Until you guessed it. Here he is. The man no one wants to fucking see. Dabakato.
Yep.
Came out and Joe Coffey just ran away. And he ended up doing a choke bomb to Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate wins by DQ.
Yes.
I don't even know. It's just stupid.
Yeah, this was. This was
why?
This was dumb. For some weird reason, Booker T was fucking bringing up the Heritage Cup shit, like mentioning the fact, that Noam Dar was the real champion and all that type of shit, and like Booker T, it didn't even make sense for him to talk about it here because they both weren't in this match. Like there was no Heritage Cup talked about. Like it didn't even make sense. He brought it up randomly too. It wasn't. Like, Vic Joseph didn't even bring it up or anything like that. Like, Vic Joseph was like, yeah, no, by the way, Noam Dar was the real Heritage Cup champion. Like, Vic Joseph then had to, like, work it into the conversation. Like, it wasn't like Vic Joseph said, yeah, he was, last week, Tyler Bate beat Noam Dar for the counterfeit Heritage Cup. Like, Booker T is just like, so what he was, like, so confused, too. Like, I think he forgot they did that backstage segment when Tyler Bate handed off the Heritage Cup. He, like, completely forgot about it. He's like, wait, where's the Heritage Cup? He didn't understand what happened to it. Like, he was fucking just still throwing off about it. Like,
yeah. Handed it to him. He's like, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want this anymore.
I think Booker T, I don't know if Booker T, like, he might have been ordering food or something, like, while that segment was on, so maybe he didn't know about it.
He might have been ordering fucking food. And been like, hey, deliver it at this time. So now Corbin is in the parking lot, and he's just talking to a cameraman. I mean, if the cameraman wasn't there, he'd be talking to himself.
Yeah.
With how impressed he is that Von Wagner confronted him tonight and showed some balls, I guess. And Braun Breaker showed up and said he's not finished with Von Wagner after putting him through the fucking table. I think that was the week. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. I forget when that was. And he says that there's going to be a match next week. So, yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. I liked it. It set up a match for next week, which was fine.
Yeah. What's probably going to happen is Baron Corbin's probably going to win via not Von Wagner interference because he's in the match, but via Braun Breaker interference. Because Baron Corbin...
Von Wagner is going to interfere in his own match.
He's just going to clone himself. But yeah, Braun Breaker's probably going to interfere in the match and cost Von Wagner.
Oh, he's going to spit the shit out of him. We already know that's going to happen.
I think I fucked up again and called. Apparently, Braun Breaker's Von Wagner this week. I guess they look the same to me this week because I keep calling Braun Breaker Von Wagner for some reason. I guess Braun Breaker's Von Wagner now.
I guess so. The same person.
Yeah.
So
and Von Wagner's still Von Wagner. It's not one of those things where I keep thinking when I think Von Wagner's Braun Breaker. I guess Braun Breaker and Von Wagner have the same name now.
They do. I mean, if you combine them together, it's Von Breaker.
They're both Von Wagner now, apparently. So
it's Von Wagbreaker.
Von Bragger. That's what they are.
They've combined into one human being in the mind of Owen Finch.
Yes, they have.
Von
Bragger.
Von Bragger.
Von Bragner. No, you gotta get the Bragner in there. Von Bragner.
Because they're braggadocious.
Yes, sir.
They like to brag a lot.
Yes, they do.
Von Bragner.
That's what's going on in my fucking head.
The Bragners.
Yes.
So we go to the commercial break after that parking lot segment, then we come back, and it's the metaphor. It's basically the fucking same thing over and over again. He comes out.
No, it was Nathan Fraser's Hard Hitting Truths. He did his talk show again type of thing.
Yeah. It's basically the same stuff they've been doing with each other. It's funny. It's hilarious. We all love it. It's funny. And it basically sets up a match for next week. It's Nathan Fraser and Noah Gar for the rightful holder of the Heritage Cup.
Yeah. I didn't like this actually.
Match, not 5 rounds.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's gonna be
who wins it.
I didn't like this segment very much actually. I thought it was very annoying and very hokey. I remember I hated these Hard Hitting Truth segments, and I'm like, okay, they haven't done them in a while. It looks like they're going away. Not Shawn Michaels NXT, right? When you think something's going away, it's just like, oh, what was that? Did you want that to go away? Just kidding. It's back now. It's back now. He tried to do this thing where he tried to show footage of when Noam Dar admits that his cup is a fraud, but Noam Dar never fucking admits that it's a fraud. He never fucking admitted it. If you watch the fucking segment, he never admits that it's a fraud type of thing.
Yeah.
And then he had this button that he pressed anytime, he thought that Noam Dar told a lie. And of course it's one of those things they have to fucking really go into it. Anytime Noam Dar said anything, he just pressed the button and he would, a big word would come up talk about lies. And somehow Noam Dar was able to hear that was going on type of thing. I don't know how the fuck that happened. And he's just eventually he just gets pissed and leave. The whole point was, I like to have Nathan Fraser had it pretty much planned out that he was going to be on the fucking show and invade it, and he worked it around that format. What if fucking Noam Dar decided not to show up? What was going to be the format of his fucking show?
Yeah, really.
I feel too this character doesn't benefit Nathan Frazier. Like he can just be a normal wrestler. It's fine. He doesn't need to do this fucking stupid shit where he's this fucking hard hitting guy.
He brought into the funny shit.
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing it way too much now. It's like it was funny at first, and then Noam Dar like went into the vegetative state, and that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But then it's like I feel like they're just kind of like it's flatlined.
Yeah.
And it's like and it's kind of getting annoying.
Yeah.
I just wish they would do something a little bit different. Not really the greatest use of Nathan Fraser. It's not really the greatest use of Noam Dar either.
I'm so glad Dragon Lee's fucking out of this now. I'm so fucking happy about that. Like, thank God he's away from that.
What dragged back into it?
Yeah. Yeah, next week.
Tag team, man. Here we go.
Yeah.
He's back in it. Stupid.
No, you know who's getting dragged into it now? It's fucking Tyler Bate. That's who's fucking getting dragged into it.
Yes. Fuck no. Enough. I'm done.
You know what the funny thing is? Because I'd be okay with this, but they keep dragging in all the fucking good talent into this. So Dragon Lee was stuck in this vortex for like months. Like
now Tyler be stuck in the vortex.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like the Heritage Cup is like a vortex. Once you're into it, you like can't get out of it. Honestly, it took. I hate to say this because you actually have to give him props. It took Dominic Mysterio to finally get Dragon Lee away from that. Like.
It took Dragon Lee by himself to take away.
You won't even give Dom any props for that. Like, you can't even give.
He doesn't deserve props for what he did to his poor family.
Will you ever give him any props?
The second that he reunites with his Hall of Fame father and Hall of Fame dad, and Hall of Fame human being Rey Mysterio, and says that he is sorry. And he's genuinely sorry, and it's not a ruse. Then I will forgive him for being a shitty son.
How long do you have to wait though till you really know for a fact that it's not a ruse?
I'm giving it a few weeks, and if he does it, I will find him.
What do you do to him?
Mysterio. I will hold him while Rey Mysterio beats the living shit out of him.
Now, what if the opposite happens? What if Rey is the one that goes here and joins up with his son on Judgment Day? What will you do then?
It's not happening. I don't want to think about that.
And Shawn Michaels NXT.
That wouldn't even work. They even try to do that. It wouldn't work at all. Rey can't be an evil character. It's not. It is like.
Do you remember they tried it in like WWE 12 when like he joined the WCW invaded force and it didn't work. Like it was bad.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Or they tried to do it in WCW with him and the Filthy Animals because the Filthy Animals are originally supposed to be heels, but it didn't work because everyone in the group was popular.
Well, remember in SVR 2011, you had the option to turn Rey Mysterio heel, even though the guy that took him out like gave him legitimately concussion. Like, yeah, he just goes heel, and then it ends up being nothing anyways. He just turns back babyface at the end of the fucking game anyways. It's just a fucking.
Yeah, he just turns back babyface at the end of the fucking game, and sides with Evan Bourne anyway.
Yeah.
This is like okay, but yeah, I don't even want to think about that.
I just made you think about it. Now you're gonna be thinking about that the rest of the day. You'll be haunted.
No, I'm not. So, Thea Hale versus JC Jane is next. We come back from commercial break. They do a nice little family vignette for Umberto and Angel as their grandfather was voicing over what their situation was, and it looks like maybe they're not breaking up.
Yeah.
Maybe it looks like they're going through a rough patch right now, but they're going to stick together and fight through it. But it did show them in separate homes. They weren't in the same house together.
So that's not a good. It's not a good sign.
Uh-oh.
I hope it just leads to them becoming like more aggressive. Like they're getting rid of the Los Lotharios gimmick, and they're going to be like more aggressive.
They need to. They just need to be Humberto and Angel. They don't need to be Lethal Lovers, Los Lotharios, fucking Playboy gimmicks when they're both fucking married. So let's pretend like that's like they both have wives of their own. They're not out fucking random women
Yeah.
or kissing random women. They are married in real life. The gimmick doesn't work anymore once you know that they're actually married in real life.
Yeah.
Both of them are. Like, it doesn't work. So then after that, I do like the segment though.
Yeah, it was good.
I do like the video package. It was good. It was awesome that they brought their grandfather in on it.
I didn't even know I didn't even know the grandfather was still alive. I thought he died long ago, type of thing too. Like,
I really like that. That was a nice touch.
and it showed not footage, but like photos of when their grandfather like was wrestling and all that type of stuff too, which was cool. So
It's fucking cool. I hope they do more like that, but still, now after like watching that, I don't want them to break up now
but they will.
because it was a really awesome vignette.
Yeah.
And then so they go back to the ring and Thea Hale's fucking not her usual self and she's fucking depressed. 3 weeks later, by the way, from the title match, and it's just basically like she's all Thea's really just all out of sorts. At one point, JC Jane goes and rips the turnbuckle pad off to go and cheat.
Not a good.
Andre Tracy something like that.
Yeah.
And puts it back on. For some reason, Thea didn't like that, and she started yelling at him. And JC Jane fucking takes advantage and wins. God, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
This is just awful. I hate this fucking story. It's just really weird and not necessary. Because they could have just had Thea Hale win the fucking championship at the fucking pay-per-view.
Yep.
But don't worry, though, because we don't see fucking Tiffany Stratton unless she's on a fucking video package, so.
Yeah.
Great. What a champion.
I know. This isn't good. The buckle really wasn't even off anyway, so it's not like it fucking mattered. Like she couldn't even. JCJ could not whip this turnbuckle off, no matter how hard she tried. Like it was not coming off. And then it was just bad. It's just not good.
Yeah, it's just not good at all. So now they cut back to a third time of Carmelo Hayes at a signing. He's kind of just wrapping up and whatnot, and Wesley comes in and hands him the contract and says, "This is the most important thing that you're gonna sign tonight. This is the contract," and that's basically it.
Yeah, he drags to like the table over. The contract signing, not the contract signing, the autograph signing wasn't even over yet. Can you imagine those fans fucking pissed, like fucking.
That'd be fucking heated.
Wesley abruptly ends the autograph sign and he drags the fucking table with the pictures. I don't even think Carmelo Hayes had handed over the autograph he had just signed to the other fan yet, by the way. He just paid for his autograph type of thing. And fucking Wesley just pulled it away type of thing. Like, the fuck, dude? Like,
what a jerk.
I know. But I hope that wasn't your autograph, Chris, because you weren't fucking getting it after Wesley doing that shit.
Oh, I mean, it's probably on the floor.
I know.
That's
You probably had a frame already for that too, and you were gonna frame that shit, and it's on the floor now, type of thing. Like, so much for that frame. Hope you didn't waste your money on that frame. You're gonna have the,
I hope so. Pretty stepped on and everything.
Yeah,
cracked and broken.
Probably. Poor Chris.
Ripped like to where you can't even make out whose face it is.
A dog comes over and just eats it.
This show next, Wesley goes to the ring with a table.
Well, Tiffany Stratton has a video package saying she's going to be on next week. Hasn't this been like a few weeks? She's been saying she's going to be on to announce like a new challenger, but then she just hasn't shown up.
No, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Take the fucking title off her. She's terrible. Just take the fucking title. Not because she heel, because she legitimately sucks. There's so many other better women on this fucking roster than her. She's like she's bottom tier. Bottom fucking tier. She should have been like a fucking 2-week champion.
Not even a week.
Bottom fucking tier. And it was so obvious that she's being fucking Thea Hale both times.
Yeah.
So fucking completely obvious. The fucking both pep rallies gave away that Thea Hale was losing both times.
Definitely.
Fucking stupid and dumb. And basically, next is, well, not next because they went to commercial break, but they basically, it's the contract signing between Wesley and Carmelo Hayes, and they fucking jaw-jack back and forth. Yeah, they basically signed the fucking contract as the show goes off the air.
Yeah, this was great stuff. They kind of talk. They kind of took shots at each other. Talk about Wesley saying that people said that he can't do something that he did, and then they talked about the history with the North American Championship and everything like that. Wesley even mentions that he beat Carmelo Hayes for the belt, which isn't really true because as you remember, he won the ladder match, but he didn't really beat. I don't even think he beat him for the belt. He did retain the belt against him. They kind of went over who actually was the greatest North American champion, and then Wesley breaks the table too. Like he does like a big like stomp across the table type of thing too. So this was awesome. I thought these two cut great promos on each other, and then I'm looking forward to the match this upcoming week.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. That was NXT. I thought NXT was a solid show. I'm going to give NXT a B. I thought we had some solid matches on it. Oh, you missed one thing. The Ilya Dragunov promo.
Oh yeah, they closed out the show with it.
No, it was in the middle of the show. You're thinking of a different week where they closed the show with it.
I was thinking of the week prior was when they closed the show with it, yeah.
But basically, he just talked about how he's going to destroy Trick Williams next week. So
I wouldn't doubt it.
yeah. But I like this show. I thought it built very nicely to Heatwave. What did you think? I'm going to give it a B.
I give it a B too. Again, it's probably like I said before, NXT is definitely improving.
Yes.
It's definitely a step up from where it was a few months ago, where it was borderline unwatchable. We're getting less tag team breakups now than we got before.
Yeah.
We're getting less storylines that don't make any sense. But yeah, I love, I not love it, but it's significantly better than where it was a few months ago.
Yes. I'd agree with that.
They definitely got out of their rut of like horrible shows, and now I feel like it's back on the upswing again.
Yeah, I like that. It should be better than the main roster. I think we've talked about this because the main roster really realistically should be better, but if you're going to make NXT a thing, like, obviously it shouldn't be fucking shit where you want to shut the show off type of thing. So,
Yeah.
And might as well I just cover NXT Level Up right now since, that way we can stay on topic. And I'll just cover those quickly. That took place on August 18th, 2023. We have the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Blake Howard. Byron Saxton was very angry. He was very heelish. It was really weird. It seems like anytime he's on Level Up, he's just not in a good mood. I don't know what it is about Level Up. It just brings out the worst in Byron Saxton. It kicked off with JC Jane versus Carmen Petrovic. JC Jane, by the way, if you're a big JC Jane fan, you got to see her wrestle twice on the same show. It's fucking great.
Nice. She's Hall of Fame level talent.
Yeah. This match was all right. JC Jane won with a rolling elbow, but it was kind of whatever. Carmen Petrovic looked pretty impressive. She has like a karate background and all that type of stuff, so they use that in the match. She has a big thing where she comes out with a sword. It's really funny because there's another woman in NXT that's named Izzy Dame that looks pretty much like Carmen Petrovic. And I remember one week I made mention of it. Like, I thought Izzy Dame had a sword. She just didn't come out with it. Well, that's because they're not the same person. So that's why she didn't come out with it.
Different people.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure she's in that class. If you remember, the Grayson Waller remember he had that entrance where he came out with like the woman and all that type of stuff at Vengeance Day. I don't know if you remember that entrance. But, like, a lot of those people basically are what you're seeing now. So, like, Kalani Jordan was there, Carmen Petrovic, and Izzy Dame was there. So basically, that was kind of like that class of woman that you see now and all that type of stuff come up. It's really weird though. She's still trying to find a character because last week she was a heel and this week she was a face. I think for as of right now for the level up people, it's going to depend on who they face because obviously because JC Jane's like super heel, so that's why they face.
Oh yeah,
that's why they face off. I hope this means JC Jane's going right down to level up because that's going to be fucking awesome. I like how JC Jane could get on the show fucking twice though, and Gigi Dolan can't even get on the fucking show once. That's fucking great. It's awesome shit right there.
Greatest.
Then we had Brooklyn Barlow get interviewed. She was making a return from a knee injury. She kind of very generic interview, talking about how she's back now and is going to just start taking names and kicking ass pretty much. Very monotone, very generic. She faced Danny Palmer. This match was all right. Danny Palmer won with a Phoenix Splash. It was just okay stuff. It was fine. Danny Palmer right back on the fucking house show loop though. It's great. Then we had the main event. It was Oro Mensah versus Ike Manjiro. This was really good stuff. I like this. Oro Mensah won when he hit this rolling Inseguri in the corner. So yeah, Level Up was all right. I'll give Level Up like a C, maybe a C minus. It's pretty average. Nothing really that you needed to see. So yeah, it was okay. Huh?
Good, because I'm not watching it anyway.
I don't think you were gonna. So I'm just saying you didn't miss anything if you missed it. So I want to make sure that you did. Now let's cover main event. That took place August 16th, 2023. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Wade Barrett. Natalya faced Tegan Nox. She was a heel again. I don't know if you remember I mentioned this. They randomly turned Tegan Nox heel. Well, if you remember, she showed up on Raw recently as a face. Now she's back as a heel on main event. So I don't know what is about main event. Huh?
I'm more confusing booking. Let's go.
Yeah. And the best part about it, too, is they're not really giving much of an explanation for it. It's like that typical reason they give. They realize that the career's in a rough patch, so they have to make it like a change and all that type of stuff. So there's not really a real reason why she's just a heel now.
She's going to be lost on Chef was a face. And then she's going to be lost on Chef was a heel.
That's exactly what's happening.
Great.
Natalya won. She made her tap out to the sharpshooter. And it was really funny. Tegan Nox tapped out before Natalie really locked the hold in. She didn't even turn her over to her stomach or anything like that. Tegan Nox just tapped out immediately. It was really funny. It was in I think Raw was in Canada this past week. It wasn't exactly in Natty's hometown, but I think it was close enough to it where she was fairly over here and all that type of stuff.
Winnipeg, I believe.
Huh?
Winnipeg, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah. So,
Out? That wasn't count. I was in Canada though.
But it's really funny. Natty's had the most televised matches. I'm still wondering how many of those fucking matches were on Main Event, Superstars, or Saturday Morning Slam. That's probably what all those matches are that they're fucking counted and all that type of stuff.
Saturday Morning Slam.
Do you remember that show?
Who doesn't remember that daytime Emmy-winning show?
That's going to be a retro someday, a Saturday Morning Slam episode, by the way. Be ready for that.
I'd rather die than do that.
You're doing it. Then we had the main event of the show. This was the main event this week, Chris. You ready? Ricochet versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like a fucking...
It's on the...
Wow.
Yeah. I know you probably expected it to be a bad match, but it was actually a fucking barn burner. It's a fucking awesome match. Ricochet...
I expected it to be on the main show.
Yeah. Ricochet won with a stand and sliced bread. Because, Ricochet's not fucking doing a 450 or any of that shit on fucking main event. You have to fucking get him on the main show.
They do that show.
Yeah.
Or a Hulu show. Fuck it is. I don't even know where it is anymore.
I don't get... I mean, this match was a barn burner. This should have been on fucking Raw. This doesn't make any sense because Ricochet just fought Logan Paul at SummerSlam and Ciampa just came back, and you put them on main event. You really couldn't find a way to fit this match on Raw somehow. That's fucking stupid.
Not really great. I mean, honestly, if you look at it that way, Logan Paul's coming, Logan Paul. Ricochet's coming off a great match against Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And where is he? Oh, that's right, main event. Ciampa comes back after a long layoff, has 2 matches against The Miz, done.
Yeah.
And where is he? Main event.
And I get it. A lot of people are going to say this is just 1 week type of thing. No, you don't follow. Ricochet just fought Logan Paul at SummerSlam not that long ago. You don't follow that up by having him show up on main event. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Next feud against a heel.
Yeah. This was
on the show, on the main show, on Raw. Significant feud.
Yeah.
Not fucking main event against the Monster. Two guys who shouldn't be on the show to begin with.
Yeah.
This isn't lost in the shuffle, but between the two of them. They need to be on the goddamn show.
Yeah. Like, you want to do this match, fine. Just do it on fucking Raw. Find a way to fucking fit it in on Raw. Fucking Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. I know they're big stars and anything like that, but this is why this Becky Lynch Trish Stratus feud would have been months ago, because then this match would have been on fucking Raw this week. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I would have rather just them sit at home for a week, because that way at least that way they're not fucking away on main event. So really stupid. The commentary team for main event now, by the way, is Wade Barrett and Byron Saxton, because there's no point in flying in Kevin Patrick just to do main event, so they replaced him with Wade Barrett. Byron Saxton's the play-by-play guy. He's not good at it because he's not used to being a play-by-play guy. He's a color commentator, so they need to find the way to get a new play-by-play guy. They clearly don't want Michael Cole doing main event because, he's way too much of a big deal.
That's a down.
Yeah, so they need to find a way. And Wade Barrett, they have to have somebody out there, so it's like, it just got to be Wade. It just happens to be Wade Barrett. So Wade Barrett wasn't happy to be there. He said that, like, his first week was a downer because he had to deal with Byron Saxton. He thought week 2 was going to be better, but then he realized he had to deal with Byron Saxton. So Byron Saxton doesn't have that. He's just getting shit on now for no reason. It's not nice.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Maybe he takes it on Blake Howard on the Level Ups because he's just getting shit on so often. So then we had the bump that aired the same day. The hosts were Megan Morant, Matt Camp, and Ryan Popola. They broke down the week of WWE. They just talk about how they just could not believe that this stuff happened. They were just such in awe about this shit happened. They just couldn't believe it.
It just sucks. I don't know why you watch it.
Huh?
This just sucks. I don't know why you watch it.
Oh, here's why I watch it. LA Knight was on it. Gotta watch for LA Knight. He kind of talked about his early career. He talked about winning the SummerSlam Battle Royal, and he talked about facing The Miz. He fucking ragged on Matt Camp because he hasn't been a big fan of the Yeah movement, and he told Matt Camp to fucking get in line and fucking deal with the fact that the Yeah movement's taking over the world. So good on LA Knight for fucking roasting Matt Camp for that, because Matt Camp needs to get on fucking board.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. I hope Matt Camp fucking gets in line now. They did some video package showing some WrestleMania hype because they were hyping up that WrestleMania was going to be tickets were going on sale that Friday. And then Chelsea Green got interviewed. They talked about like her Chelsea's Got Talent because they showed some of the footage. And basically the running joke here was anytime Piper Niven wasn't there, Chelsea Green talked shit about her. But anytime Piper Niven came in, Chelsea Green talked shit about her. No, didn't talk shit about her. I mean, she complimented her. So it was really. I think that's going to be the dynamic of their tag team now, pretty much. It was really weird how they structured it because they made it seem like Piper Niven invaded the fucking Zoom call, but clearly they had to add her to the Zoom call. I don't know how. I guess Piper Niven wasn't watching it, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven did the fucking interview from their cars, so the Wi-Fi was very spotty and all that type of stuff. So yeah. That was this week's episode of The Bump. I'll give this like a C+. I thought it was okay. Just definitely go watch it for the LA Knight interview and see him roast Matt Camp because it's fucking awesome. So go watch it for that. Going through SmackDown, the last show of the week, we had the commentary. It took place, by the way, the same day as Level Up, August 18th, 2023. We had the commentary team of Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Kevin Patrick. I didn't mention this. How do you think the commentary team is for SmackDown? I like the commentary team for SmackDown so far.
I like it. It's just weird that Michael Cole's not like the play-by-play guy.
I do think it's weird, but I think this was the only way it was going to work for Kevin Patrick to be there. Because I think if Michael Cole was play-by-play guy, Kevin Patrick would have been a struggle. I think it makes sense for Kevin Patrick to be the lead guy, just because he would struggle if it was Michael Cole was the play-by-play guy.
Yeah, but I still like.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, it kicked off. We had the Grayson Waller effect with Rey Mysterio. And it was great stuff. He he brags about Edge, talking about how his 25-year run is coming up. And he talked about how he gave Edge the Grayson Waller up, how he reinvigorated his career. He talked about how nobody was even talking about Edge before he came on the Grayson Waller effect. And he said that he's going to give another superstar the Grayson Waller rub, and that's Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. And he brings them out. He basically tries to tease dissension between Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, talking about how Rey Mysterio basically stole his United States title opportunity, even though Santos Escobar had the match and he beat Rey for it. And it doesn't work. Santos said that he basically gave Rey his blessing to go for the United States championship. And, Rey talked about what he looks forward to doing with the title. And then Austin Theory comes out and he's pissed that he ended up having to have a match that he wasn't even prepared for, and talks about how he wants a rematch for his United States championship. And Adam Pearce come out. He talks about how he anticipated this, and who comes out none other than LA fucking Knight, baby. Crowd goes ballistic for LA Knight, and he talks about how he wants to make things interesting because he congratulates Rey on winning the United States championship, but he talks about how Theory really wasn't much of a champion. He only defended the belt once every 3 months and needed help to win. So basically, he wants to do a match on SmackDown where it's him versus Austin Theory. And the winner faces Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. And Adam Pearce makes that match official, and he makes that the match official right now. I liked this segment here. I liked Grayson Waller here. I liked Rey Mysterio and Santos here. Theory was okay, and I liked LA Knight here. Fucking dude's over now, and it's just awesome stuff. What did you think of this segment?
I liked it a lot. I liked the fact that it set up the LA Knight versus Austin Theory match. It was really, it's again, LA Knight's just over like Rover. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He could have easily have come out and just insulted Rey Mysterio, but he didn't. He's showing that respect towards the legend, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And I really hope they don't split up LWO because of what happened. I kind of hope they do make it very clear that Santos gave Rey his blessing. But when Santos comes back, I would like Santos to just say, hey, I want my title match. Let's have a match next week type of thing. It's not like he turns on him. Because it really doesn't make sense for him to turn because he did give, if you watch the segment, he did give Rey his blessing to go for the United States Championship. So
his blessing, they handshaked, they hugged. It was like all right, this is my blessing to you. I gave it to you visibly. You can see it.
Yeah.
Go win the U.S. title.
Bring
it home to the family.
And I made the speculation last week. I think why they did it this way, as I have a feeling Rey was probably supposed to win the match, the U.S. Championship Invitational, but because he got injured, they wrote a storyline around it. I assumed if Rey wasn't able to go last week, they would have just had Santos probably win the belt. So, what do you think? Do you think that's why they did it this way? Do you think,
I think Santos, I from what I've seen, like Santos was supposed to win, but the Rey, I guess, I don't know. It's just really weird because Santos was originally the winner anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, unless if Santos is like legitimately hurt. That's the only way that I could see like them pivoting to Rey.
Yeah. I'm just happy the belt's off Theory at this point. I feel like it was time for him to lose that belt. So.
It needed to, regardless. Whether it was Rey or Santos or LA Knight, it didn't matter. It needed to get off of them.
Yeah. Then we had the match between LA Knight and Austin Theory. The Miz came out to do commentary. I am going to give a pass and not sticking to the brand split because we're getting a kick-ass feud out of it. And the Miz.
I don't even think there's a brand split anymore.
Yeah, they haven't really mentioned it, so that's why I'm giving it a little bit of a pass. And the Miz is ragging on LA Knight the whole time, talking about how he's just like a flash in the pan and all that type of stuff. I thought it was funny because Kevin Patrick basically was talking shit about the Miz before he even got on commentary, and Corey Graves completely ratted him out for it, which was really funny.
I fucking
Yeah. And then during the match, LA Knight's just like smashing Austin Theory's head on the table, and everybody's just going, yeah, as he's doing this. And it's really funny. He throws Austin Theory into the Miz, and then eventually, after LA Knight's done his comeback and everything like that, the Miz tries to interfere. LA Knight clotheslines him out of the ring, which the Miz kind of fucks up. But it causes Austin Theory to beat him with a roll-up, and Austin Theory wins. I liked how they went about this because it was always clear that Austin Theory was going to win anyways, but at least this furthered the feud between LA Knight and The Miz, and I feel like, to him, LA Knight losing to a roll-up didn't make him look too bad here, so I thought this was fine. What do you think?
This is very depressing. That LA Knight had to suffer. The undefeated babyface LA Knight had to go down in defeat to Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Prayers to the undefeated streak. But at the same time, all joking aside, this match, it was a really good match. Of course, you knew with Mike being out there, it was going to be interference. Let's be honest here. But yeah, it kind of set up that way with Miz being at ringside, and then Theory was definitely going to win the match. But yeah, overall the match was good.
We'll just talk about this all now. They did a celebration packages and stuff for Edge because this was his 25-year celebration. It's not exactly his 25 years, but I think they just did it here because they're in Toronto, his hometown and stuff, so they wanted to just do it here, which makes sense. It showed various video packages where it showed like his entire career in a nutshell, pretty much, and then it talked about various people did interviews talking about him, the people that you would expect to come in and say something, like the current guys on the roster, the people that said something that, weren't on the roster were, I guess I should say John. I know John Cena is technically on the roster, but he's not like a full-timer, so I did say John. I am going to include John Cena there, which makes sense because, he's Edge's biggest feud probably. Mick Foley, Undertaker, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's looking old now, by the way. He's got like a big mustache, like a big facial hair and stuff going on now. Like he's kind of looking, he's definitely looking a little older now. And then, just everybody just came in and said something. Pretty cool. They're showing footage of Edge and Christian, which is cool stuff. They typically haven't done that really. And Jeff Hardy. They showed Jeff Hardy here, so that's pretty cool. How'd you feel about how they paid tribute to Edge before his match with Sheamus, all the stuff they showed and everything like that?
I liked it. I would have liked it. It would have probably been too big of an ask, but maybe to get like the Hardys and Christian in there, but again, different company. They could have just asked. I think Tony Khan would have been all for it, honestly. He's been for stuff like that in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just you could have asked, and if he said no, but I don't think Tony doesn't say no very often. So I think like for a big celebration like that for a legend of the business, I think he would have approved that.
Wow, you actually praising Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Yeah,
because some of Edge's biggest matches in his entire career have come with Christian versus the Hardys.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. With the Dudleys, too. Could have had the Dudleys done something.
Well, yeah, especially them, yeah, because it's not like they're not working. I know Bubba's working with Impact, but I feel like we've seen that Impact is like really exclusive to doing stuff like this, too. So.
Yeah. Like a little something. Just. It's 25 years. Looks like that's going to be the end for him. It would have been nice to see, Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys back on WWE TV again, but it didn't happen. It's kind of I'm not mad about it. It's kind of upsetting, but it is what it is.
Then we had Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. Really good tag match here. went a really long time. They dominate Charlotte through a good portion of it, and then eventually Bianca gets the hot tag, and she's still selling the leg injury. And eventually, her and Charlotte win when Bianca hits the KOD on Bayley for the win. Bayley's first match back, by the way, since she had that injury scare type of thing. So looks like Bayley's ready to go now. Huh?
It's been a while.
Yeah, so I didn't even think of that till the other day, just because I forgot. Dakota Kai isn't back, but she's pretty much, I think, just going to be a manager at the moment, just because she's still fairly, she's still a good amount of ways away, but at least she's still gonna be a factor on television. So yeah, then it leads to a Bianca Belair interview where she gets attacked and laid out, and they wrap a chair around her leg and hit her with the chair, and it looks like she's gonna be written off a little bit. Which, if you were just gonna write her off, then why did you just have her come back here anyways? It didn't really make any sense. But
yeah,
you could have easily replaced Bianca with like Asuka in this tag match. So I don't know why they did that. But how did you feel about the match and then the post match stuff?
I thought the match was good. And the post match is whatever. Like, yeah, it seems off.
I think Bianca does need to go away for a little bit though. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that's what this is leading to. So I don't even know what the women's title match is going to be at Payback at the moment, because they're not really being very clear about that, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, this was good stuff. So nothing really to complain about. Then we had the Street Profits versus the Good Brothers. Good little match right here. It was short, mainly because of what was on this show, but it was still good stuff. This was probably the week the Street Profits should have got a new theme, because they're clearly meant to be heels, but they come out to the babyface Street Profits theme song and have the big entrance and everything. I'm kind of like, yeah, we kind of need to move on from this, just because it's maybe they're working on it, but like I feel like they need to evolve out of this, because they're meant to be heels right now, and the whole thing was they're supposed to be like serious. So I don't get why I don't get why they're doing this. But yeah, they have a good little match right here. Eventually the Street Profits win with like a the spine buster neck breaker combination on Carl Anderson. I would have waited to do this match a week, so that way it could have gone longer. At least I will say, at least the Good Brothers put up a better fight. Like, there's one point where I thought they were going to lose to the Sky High Frog Splash combo, like 3 minutes in, but at least they put up a little bit more of a fight. But yeah, this was kind of what it was. This was fine. I hope this is leading to like a feud between whatever this faction is going to be with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the club. So, if they have to kind of lose this battle, and, there was no reason the Street Profits needed to lose this. This is the first match, since turning heel and everything like that. The best thing I think they should have done is they should have faced an enhancement team instead of the Good Brothers. That way, at least, the Good Brothers didn't have to be sacrificed here. But what did you think of this overall? I thought it was fine.
The match was fine. But at the same time, if given more time and featured more prominently, I thought this match could have been really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like you said, enhancement team would have been better. Just a local talent, whatever. The Good Brothers didn't need to be sacrificed. Good to see him on TV again, but what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, why the fuck is it every time the Good Brothers are on TV for 1 week, they're off TV for 3 weeks? Like, can we have consistency here? Like, can they compete tag titles? Like, what are we doing here? This is what happens when you fucking... Now we're seeing the ripple effect of not only Kevin Owens being out, but the fact that there's only one tag title.
Yeah.
It really fucking hurts both brands. Because now Kevin's out, he's hurt. Now Sammy is basically tag teaming with Cody now. No, not a tag champion. Not even barely even announced his tag champion. And now the tag titles seem like an afterthought. Split them up, different titles, or if you want to, undisputed tag team champions and tag team champion, whatever the fuck it is. Make a new tag team title or something, or whatever. World tag, whatever. But
I had an idea. Make a trios belt because there's a lot of trios on SmackDown.
yeah,
The new faction that Bobby, huh?
That'd be that'd actually be awesome because they've never had that before.
Yeah. Because they have a lot of factions now, like Bobby Lashley and his group they got going on, the Club, the Brawling Brutes. You know, you could have Imperium compete for them if you wanted to. I know there's others. I was gonna say Austin Theory and Pretty Deadly, but they're gonna be MIA at the moment. But LWO, that's a trios right there.
LWO, yeah.
So, and you could call some trios up and all that type of stuff too. Like you could call up.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many trios within within WWE banner itself.
Yeah.
Like you could easily make a trios tag team title, and then it kind of makes up for the fact that the tag titles have become kind of irrelevant, which is sad because it was such an emotional victory, and they've really done nothing with it.
I mean,
it's they had a nice couple of weeks after Mania where Kevin and Sami would defend the belts, they would defend them against Imperium and whatnot, and that Imperium feud was looking real good, and then they had the really good match against Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly got hurt. One of the members of Pretty Deadly got hurt.
And now Kevin Owens is hurt at the moment.
Got a broken rib or broken ribs. And it's like, okay, this is what happens when you merge every fucking title together.
Yeah.
It's like what happened when they merged Universal and WWE Championships together. Eventually, they just made a new championship.
Yeah, they did. So
they just made the undisputed Universal Championship the one title on SmackDown, and now the World Heavyweight title is the one title on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Then continuing, we have this thing where the question it's going to be the end of the bloodline. Paul Heyman talks about how, Caleb Braxton tries to interview him, and Paul Heyman's not really being very clear. He talks about how things, made it not look like they're going away. I like to. He wags on Caleb Braxton's family because, that's not like necessarily the greatest history to talk about. I like that he doesn't bring it up, though, but he brings up the fact, like, you don't want to talk about that, so you think I want to be talking about it, and he gets upset that, like, Caleb Braxton's asking him about that versus asking him about anything else that's going on SmackDown tonight and stuff like that. And then he gets a phone call from somebody. We don't know who it is. We think it's, but it's announced that Jimmy Uso is going to be on SmackDown next week. And
there's no bloodline.
Yeah.
At all, period.
So
first bloodline. I don't even know how long.
Yeah. So I like this segment here. I thought Heyman was very good, and it was just great stuff. I like the fact that the bloodline segment was on the backbone a little bit this week, just because there was a bigger thing that was going on in the show, and there's really, I don't know how else they can really continue it at the moment. So I like the fact that it was kind of on the backbone of this week. What did you think of this?
I liked it. I like the fact that Jimmy's gonna be on the show next week. Like you said, I kind of like it was in the background of this week because the show was about Edge.
Yeah,
it's not about the bloodline, not about the bloodline feud. That can be saved for next week.
Yeah.
At first, when I first saw the rundown of the show and there was no bloodline, I'm like, that's not happening. There's gonna be a bloodline segment on the show. So there has to be. That's the main fucking focal point of SmackDown. And I forgot. I was like, oh, it's Edge's 25 years. Show's gonna be built around Edge. It should be solely focused on Edge.
Yeah, because they wanted to do the risk where there's been times the bloodline angles go on. I don't think they wanted to take that risk of it taken away from Edge's 25-year celebration type of thing. So
no, yeah, that and Edge deserves that respect of having a show built around him.
Yeah. But then I will say this. I have to ask you, how do you feel about the Jimmy turn now? Because the reason he actually gave an explanation that you didn't think he was going to give.
I don't know. I'm like kind of torn on it. I don't think it was necessary.
I don't mind the explanation, though. I thought the explanation was fine.
The explanation was fine. He didn't want him turning into what Roman Reigns was.
Yep.
But at the same time, why pull him out of the ring and why super kick him?
Yeah.
That seemed very weird to me. That's not. But yeah, like I mean, explanation was it was fine. But why wouldn't you just like in turn have him pull the leg? He gets distracted. Roman hits him with the spear and wins.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah.
Instead of like him pulling Jay out and then Jimmy fucking super kicks him. It's like, okay, what was the point of that?
Yeah, that's odd. I'm happy to hold it out till Mania at least to do the match because I feel like it should be safe for Mania. That's probably main event in night 1 of WrestleMania if I had to guess. Yeah, probably will main event night 1 of WrestleMania.
It was originally going to be a payback, but then Rikishi spoiled the fact that he was going to be there. Payback.
Okay.
On his Instagram story, and then they just like pulled the match entirely.
So I do wonder how they'll factor Jay back into the storylines again and stuff, but you know, it will be interesting to see what they do. I'm glad they didn't have Jimmy rejoin the bloodline because then again, I think we talked about that'd be working backwards. So at least he's doing this on his own volition, type of thing. So
yeah, just I mean, they're kind of even now because Jay super kicked Jimmy.
Yeah.
So they're kind of even in that aspect, but yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I don't think it's a breakup of the Usos.
No,
I just think it's more like Jimmy was seeing Jay go down a path that he didn't like seeing his younger brother going down.
Yes. Yeah, this was good stuff. I am intrigued to see where it goes. I definitely agree with Kurt Angle a little bit that it does seem like that they are kind of throwing shit at the wall. Did you hear he said that? Like he still thinks the bloodline is good, but it does seem like they're kind of trying to do swerves just for the sake of doing swerves to keep the storyline going, type of thing. I think Kurt Angle is 100% right when it comes to that. And you know, it's not like Kurt Angle goes out of his way to talk shit about WWE. Like, he's not like doing that. Like he even said like the storyline's still great. He just thinks that they're just doing swerves just for the sake of doing swerves, type of thing. So
yeah, I agree with that. I felt like that was a swerve for the sake of a swerve.
Yeah,
to continue the fact that also that Roman's not going to be there for Payback.
Yeah.
So maybe something happens between the two, but I don't know because I just don't know. I just don't think that's going to happen. Like anything between now.
I kind of hope.
I think it'd be like a.
I kind of hope when Roman Reigns does come back and wrestle again, he fights just like a one-off opponent. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. He needs a new opponent. I think a little bit. Like he needs to get. He could go back to the Usos feud, but he needs to face somebody new, like a AJ Styles or something like that. Just because he needs.
Yeah, he needs a fresh new opponent. He hasn't faced before.
Sheamus, I mean, I know they faced off, but we haven't seen it with Sheamus as the face and Roman as the heel. So,
yeah,
I like that. So we'll see. We have to wrap this up soon. So, Sheamus versus Edge. This was excellent. Just go watch it for yourself. Edge looked really strong out there, and Sheamus looked really good. They both threw stiff strikes at each other. Eventually, after 2 spears, Edge wins, and yeah, afterwards, Edge and Sheamus shake hands, so nobody turned heel or anything like that. So, but afterwards, Edge did cut a speech saying he doesn't know what the future holds for him. He's going to lick his wounds and talk about it with his family. But he did say that he doesn't have a full year in him. He did say that this is going to be his last time wrestling in Toronto. So, it'll be interesting because his contract is up, as you talked about before. You know. So he's basically a free agent. Was his contract up after SmackDown, or is it up this weekend type of thing?
I don't know the specifics, but I think it expired. It might have expired at midnight. So
okay.
After SmackDown, it could have because right now I think he's a free agent right now.
Yeah. So it's very ambiguous whether or not Edge is done. Law's in Quebec, so maybe he'll come and out something there since they're still going to be in Canada and stuff, but. I don't know if he's done. I feel like he's going to do it till Mania. I think, you know, the reports about that is because his contract was up. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I wasn't sure.
I'll have Mania go out on his own volition.
Yeah, but maybe if that's the way he felt like to go out, because it does make a lot of sense, because it was Sheamus that influenced him to come back and everything like that, and wrestle in Toronto like that. Huh?
It was Sheamus.
Yeah. I like that there was no heel. Yeah. I like that there was
fucking the handlebars.
Huh?
It was a flip over the handlebars.
Yeah, so it'd be very poetic if this was his last match, but overall I enjoyed this and I liked the emotion behind it. And they did kind of feed into the act. Like, Sheamus did work babyface, but because of the crowd, he did work a little bit heelish in the match. But overall I enjoyed this. What did you think of this? And do you think this is it for Edge?
I think that the match was great. I like that it took 2 spears for Edge to win instead of just 1, because Sheamus is a tough dude. I think this is the Edge. This is the end for Edge. Is it the end for Edge? I don't think so. He needs to go out as a WWE superstar. WrestleMania is the perfect time for him to, call quits. I know he doesn't have what it takes to do full time anymore. Fucking 50 years old. I can't blame him.
Yeah.
Once you get up in age in wrestling into your mid to late 30s, even into your 40s and into your 50s, like Edge, it gets a little bit harder. Each year, it gets harder to do it. It gets harder to train, to get your body right, to get prepared for a match. That's why Taker ended up calling it quits, is because he just couldn't go through another training session. He couldn't get himself right for a match. He just couldn't do it anymore.
I mean, John Cena's talked about this recently too.
Yeah, like to build that, what they call the bump callus back up again.
Yeah.
It's tough. Really, really tough once you get up there in age to be able to do it not only full time, but like part time.
Yeah.
Part time's the word. They all want to do a full time in their brain. In their fucking brain, they want to do it full time, but they can't. In their heart, they know they can't do it full time anymore.
Yes.
Like, that's the only way that Edge would be able to really regain that bump callus and to really work through anything is if he's doing 365, and he can't do a 365 anymore. It's just not feasible. At 50 years old, he can't do a 365. But yeah, it's definitely time. It's definitely gonna be more sad to see him go this time than the first time, because I feel like when he left the first time, he wasn't really not respected, but he wasn't treated like, oh, this is the main event guy here. This is but this time around, it feels like it's gonna hit more heavy.
Yeah,
because he fought back from adversity. He fought back from triple fusion neck surgery to come back to do what he absolutely loved to do. And I'm very happy for him and that ecstatic and thrilled for him that he gets to do it the way that he wanted to do it originally.
Well, not exactly, because the pandemic, for the most part.
Yeah, but in terms of ending his own career the way that he wants to end it.
Yeah.
On his own. Not being forced to retire. Originally, I think it was 2011 or 11 when he got hurt, when he was retired. He said he was going to take off a couple of months, and then I think he was going to retire in 2013. 2012, 2013. I think he said he had about a year left in him at that point in time. So he was retiring not long after that anyway. So, but it just was taken away from him. He couldn't retire on his own.
Yeah.
Now he's retiring on his own volition. And I'm very happy for him for that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he does. This SmackDown I thought was awesome. I'm gonna give it a B+ just for the Edge stuff alone and everything like that. And I think my only critique is I thought that Charlotte Flair Bianca tag match I think went a little too long. I think they could have cut that down a little bit. What do you think?
I agree. This show's a B+. Edge deserves the treatment that he got for the show. No bloodline means no long segments for the bloodline. Means, it just was, hey, you know what? This is Edge's night.
Yeah.
Edge deserved it. He did it. 25 years in the business is not something that anyone really achieves. Yeah, he had that long layoff due to medical retirement. But yeah, he's been doing this a long time, and he deserves the adulation, the to go off on his own volition, and he deserved the show to be built around him with no distractions and no other storylines going on.
Yes,
just him. It's his night. It's his show, and I love that. And that alone, Nate, I agree with the whole fucking Charlotte the tag match. It went a little bit too long, but I feel like that's every Charlotte match goes just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I think
overall the show was awesome.
Yeah. Going through some quick breakdowns and predictions. I'll just say the matches and I'll just do the predictions. The Intercontinental title is being defended. Walter's defending against Chad Gable. I think at this point, Walter should just keep the belt and break the record, so I think that's what's going to happen. I think Gable should get like a really close near fall, though, on Walter. He
will. I think he will.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's winning 100%. There's no way.
And then they advertise other stuff that's going to take place. I'm trying to see if I can remember what it was. I forget what it was. But on NXT, there's going to be Heat Wave. Trick Williams is going to face Ilya Dragunov. I 100% expect Ilya Dragunov to win. I think Trick Williams will put up a good fight, though, but he's eventually it won't be enough. What do you think?
I think that Trick will lose, but I think it's going to be like a back and forth. I don't think it's going to be like a quick match or a squash. I think it's going to be like a legit competitive back and forth match.
So
it might come down to in Torpedo Moscow.
Other matches that are taking place on Raw now that I have the thing here. The New Day are facing Drew and Matt Riddle. I think the New Day will win, and I think this is the week that Drew finally turns heel. What do you think?
Yeah, New Day wins. I think Drew's going to turn heel either this way. It's very soon.
Yeah. And then Shinsuke Nakamura is going to reveal why he attacked Seth Rollins. I hope they actually do this because I know they don't take like the Cody block path where like they say that and then they just never happens type of thing. So I hope he actually does give like a decent explanation. I don't know what the explanation would be, but I hope it's
that's just and I'm heel.
Yeah.
You turned against me. I don't want that. That's not what I want.
Yeah, but we'll see. As for Heat Wave, we have some matches announced. We're gonna get the mixed tag with Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. I expect Rhea and Dom to win that. What do you think?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think that team is going to win.
And then we have the Heritage Cup match. We have Nathan Frazier versus Noam Dar. I think they should just give the win to Noam Dar. I don't know what more comes out of the storyline if Nathan Frazier just retains. I think Noam Dar should just become the new Heritage Cup champion, and they can. There's an easy feud. There's an easy feud for him to do with Noam Dar and Tyler Bate coming out of it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna. Noam Dar has to win because the feud with Tyler more it needs to progress.
And then we have Baron Corbin versus Von Wagner. I think Corbin wins due to Braun Breaker interference. What do you think?
Yes. I think Von Wagner loses via Braun Breaker interference.
And then we have the main event. It's Carmelo Hayes defending the NXT title against Wesley. I think Carmelo Hayes is retaining his title. I think Wesley will put up a really good fight, but he will come up short in the end. What do you think?
I feel the same thing, too. That Carmelo's definitely winning.
Then we have some matches announced for SmackDown. We know that Grayson Waller is going to face Rey Mysterio. I think it's too soon for this match. I think they should have held off on it until like Grayson Waller was a little bit more, because he really should be the next guy to take the U.S. Championship from Rey Mysterio. But because this match is happening so soon, I think Rey's just going to win. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Rey's winning.
And then Jimmy Uso is going to be on SmackDown next week. I really don't know what he's going to do. I expect he's going to do a thing where he acts like a baby face, but he'll be like a douche about it type of thing. I could see him being like, why did my brother kick me in the face type of thing, just because like he's his brother type of thing. And then maybe Paul Heyman tries to like manipulate him to join the bloodline, but it doesn't quite work. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they could go something similar to that, where he gets manipulated to join the bloodline. Yeah,
so we'll see what happens there. One big news thing that took place with WWE is WrestleMania 40 has already done like record-breaking sales, like the first opening weekend. Like Michael Cole was mentioning on SmackDown this week that this is like more sales than like WrestleMania 39 did, which is absolutely insane. I think the reason for this is because WrestleMania hasn't been in Philly for a while, so like a lot of people are stoked to see a WrestleMania go there. And, you know, just because wrestling's in really like a big hot boom period right now. That's why I think this has happened. How do you feel about this news?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Like WWE's it's just cooking on all cylinders.
I think wrestling is in general. Like AEW is doing really well in
the boom.
Yeah, in the venues. New Japan's doing very well. I think just wrestling's doing really well, which is awesome. And I like too that it's wrestling all across the world that's doing well. Like, I think that's great that it's... Because typically it's usually like, you know, one company's always like failing type of thing. I guess the only company that's really failing is the NWA, but, I feel like it's just been failing for so long right now that I really don't care about the fact that it's failing. So, I like the fact that every company, at least, that's mainstream and everything like that, is doing really well. How do you feel about every company doing really well?
I love it. It's awesome. Boom period. Love it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for I'm going to tell you this funny text I just got from James in a second. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hey, guys, for watching. Just because of time, we're not going to do any plugs. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do you want to plug anything, Chris? Because your plugs will be quick.
No, we got to get out of here.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.